Steel boots stomping, crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. From the bug with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Happy Victory Monday, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I got to be honest with you. I couldn't wait to get here. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't wait to get back here to see everybody today. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome back to the show, guys. This is episode 882 of the Two Dum Yinzers today, right here for Victory Monday. That's right. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they wrap up the season, did many things. Many things happened last night. Steelers wrapped up the AFC North, of course. The Steelers sent the Baltimore Ravens back to the couch, of course. Many things went down. Aaron Rodgers had helmet radio issues. It really went on and on, guys. The storylines for yesterday's game are endless. We're going to get into every single thing. We're not going to leave any stone unturned on this Victory Monday installment of the show as we're getting ready to head into the postseason, guys. That's right. We believed that the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to go to the playoffs, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we did. A lot of people were saying it right here on the show, and you know what? They were right. And you know what, guys? I'm going to be honest. I think we do have a chance this week. People are saying, you know what? That Texans defense is so damn good. How in the hell can the Steelers compete? But at the end of the day, it's going to be cold. And when it's cold, it gets ugly. And when it's ugly, it stays low scoring. And when it's low scoring, you hope for keeping it close. And if you do those three things, the Pittsburgh Steelers have a chance because that's the way the Steelers tend to always win. So, guys, this coming Monday, that's right. Are you ready for some football, some Monday night action? Guys, we get Monday night football playoffs. The Pittsburgh Steelers, of course, are hosting the Houston Texans on Monday night, where the Pittsburgh Steelers have not lost in 23. There's a 23-game winning streak on this particular series, guys. So, again, a couple things here working in our favor. They're coming out to the cold. Two, the Steelers haven't been beaten quite some time on Monday night. Whatever the magic is to that, I don't know. but it's held for many, 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 many of years. We're talking about 1992. That's 33 years, 34 years almost, guys. The Pittsburgh Steelers hasn't lost a Monday Night Football game, and this is where the tire hits the road. This is where the tire meets the friggin' road because we have Monday night, and we have a good Houston team coming in with a very good defense. We're going to see how that all plays out this coming Monday. Mike has a pull up on the screen, up on your board. Guys, if it pops up and asks you, will the Steelers beat the Texans, just simply click yes or no, whatever you think. There's not going to be a tie. I can promise you that. So just throw your yes, throw your no up. I want to see how we feel today. I know that people were a little pessimistic last week. Of course, the board went the favor of the Ravens in the poll last Monday. But here we are, guys, with a whole different, it's a whole new life. It's a whole other season. And this is a season that people like Tater Tot and a lot of the more recent Baltimore Ravens fans might not understand. Guys, we are back. They're going home. They're going to the couch. They're no better than you and I. We're going to be experiencing the playoffs the same way that the Browns and the Ravens and everybody else. That's right, guys. Your Pittsburgh Steelers advanced to the playoffs last night, as they do wrap up the AFC North in the very last game of the year. Some people might say that this game was I'm not even going to go there. We won, but people are saying things about this particular game and why it even played out the way that it did, how we even faced off to this team, and how the things during the course of the game shook to help the Steelers out, which at the end of the day, as I said all last week, and I was very confident in this, the Ravens aren't that good. People kept telling me all week long, but you're not going to be able to stop Derek. We just did last time we played him. Well, you don't want to face Lamar. We beat him every time we play him. The Ravens, you're not going to beat a good team 2 times. They're the only team we beat 2 times this year. Ugh. That's right. We didn't beat the Browns twice. We didn't beat the Ravens or the Bengals twice. But the Ravens, they're so good. They're the team that was supposed to win the division. Keep that in mind, guys. As this season it concludes the regular season. We head into the playoffs. We were supposed to finish in 3rd or 4th place. Yes, do we look great? No. By all means, we do not look great. A couple points, though. Not very many teams look great. There are certain teams that I think that are younger that are getting there. That's just not their time yet. But we are in the mix of 14 teams that do get to go at it from here on out, guys, to play for the Vince Lombardi Trophy next month. Come on. Who can't say that they weren't excited? Who can't say that they had trouble falling asleep last night? I tossed, I turned. I couldn't fall asleep. I couldn't wait to get here to talk, guys. I couldn't wait to see everybody today. Welcome back to the show, guys. This is Victory Monday. The Pittsburgh Steelers did beat the Baltimore Ravens. They swept them. They beat them 26-24. This is the Steelers, guys. They're 4-1 in the last 5 games. That's a little bit of a different feel heading into the postseason, isn't it? Coming off of a 4-game losing streak last year, that had its own feel. But I got to be honest with you, going 4-1, wrapping up the season this year, knocking off the Ravens, knocking out other teams along the way to get those 4 wins in December into January. You got to feel a little bit more confident maybe than you even did last year. Heading into the playoffs, guys. Again, finishing 10-7 as we did last year, getting the wild card round game at home this year. So again, the playoffs have started. It's a 5-game run for us. We're going to see how many we could win in a row. We won the first winner go home game, and it's time to move on to the next, guys. Let's say goodbye to the Ravens, and I have a special sound for them. You know what? This is how excited I am. This is how great of a good of a guy I am. I was thinking to myself, well, what if we have some of these people that came back on the board, or people that were on the board last week, right? All kind of them. There was a lady, there was a guy, there was somebody from the Billy Bob show in Baltimore. I don't know what the hell it was called. But one thing that I do know is I'm such a great guy. I'm a nice guy. We'll put it that way. So what I did was I created them their very own sound effect in case somebody from the Baltimore Ravens fan base does want to come on today. This is a sound that I made especially for the Baltimore Ravens. It is courtesy of a former guest that we had on the show before. My favorite 2-time guest was Aurora Snow. Of course, if you're not familiar with Aurora, she was the adult entertainer of the year back in the early 2000s. And with her help, I made the Baltimore Ravens custom soundbite. If we do get any Ravens fans, guys, this is Miss Aurora Snow making her famous choking sound. That's right. That's Miss Aurora Snow from right here in the 2 Dum Yinzers a couple times. Again, very, very popular in the early 2000s. One more time for Miss Aurora Snow right here. That's right. That is the sound of choking. Choking on a big one. That's right. That's what the Baltimore Ravens came to town and did last night. They were so confident they were going to win this football game. They came and they did what the Baltimore Ravens and what Lamar Jackson does the best. They choked. And we're here for it, everybody. That's right, because everybody in the division's going home. The Pittsburgh Steelers are moving on. Say what you want. Say if you think that we're good enough to do this, that, or the other. It don't matter, because right now is Victory Monday, baby, and we all right here. Let's do this thing. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome back. I gotta say what's up to the board, the terrible board in the house. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody, wherever you may be. Let me get to the board. Bingo says, yep, Cody. Cody says this. He says, I'm not a religious man, but if I was, I'd have to say God is a Steelers fan and he's waving his terrible towel. And I'd have to say this. Isn't it funny, after Myron Cope, the ghost of Myron Cope stomped last week, all of a sudden we get a priest walking around down in the end zones there, blessing the end zones right where Joey Loop, whatever his name was, missed a field goal at the end of the game. I'm not saying anything, but I'm saying something. You know what I mean? Maybe it was pigeons, maybe it was priests, whatever the case may be. The Steelers did seem to have that little bit extra magic, a little bit more than the other team did last night. Again, as the Steelers with the big win, they wrap up their season with a 10-7 record. The Ravens, they fall to 8-9. That's right. The Ravens are 8-9. They are under 500, as is everybody else behind us. The Pittsburgh Steelers finished 10-7 one more time as the rest of the division goes home to watch from the couch, and none of them have a 500 record or better. And we were the team that were picked to finish third or fourth in the division. I'm sorry. And you see how that played out. They told us all kind of things, but guys, we'll get into all the things that they told us, and we'll have our response for them shortly. But let's stick to the terrible board. Miss Pittsburgh, always great seeing the great Miss Pittsburgh on the terrible board. Here we go, Steeler Nation, Miss Pittsburgh. She says, we are freaking champions. Let's stand up. That's right, baby. You know what? It's Victory Monday. There's no reason not to be excited. Don't let anybody ruin your day. Here's what they're going to tell you. Well, you're not going to win next round. Well, guess what? She told us that last week. You're not going to win against the Dolphins. They're going to run all over you. Guess what happened? You're not going to beat the Ravens twice in a year. Guess what happened? You're not going to be. So just shut up, people. Guys, let's enjoy our time. That's right. This is for Steeler fans. All them other fans, they're just bitter. They're going home. Their team ain't in it. So you're going to hear it. I'm going to promise you that. But I got to promise you this as well. This is your Victory Monday. Enjoy it, Yinzers. It's your Steeler Nation. Let's do this. Where you at, Tater Tot? That's what Tortilla is saying. Lindsay, great to see Lindsay on the terrible board. She says, hey, always great to see you, ma'am. Miss Pittsburgh says, good afternoon, Steelers Nation. It feels good, and we are still partying. I could have done this without going to sleep. I got to be honest with you. I could have stayed up all night. That's how the nerves and the heart and the blood and everything was going. Guys, Cody, my man, what up? He says, this Bobby Baltimore. That's who it was, Bobby Baltimore. Bobby Baltimore can suck it. That's right, baby. Tortilla says, I do want to say what's up to Tortilla. He says this. I don't care if we didn't play good enough to win. Jesus wanted us to win. Something. I still think, I got to be honest with you, the football gods are always leaning toward the Pittsburgh Steelers. That never changed. It's been that way for quite some time. Let's see. Teflon Monday, Tortilla. Also, Phil the Steel says, what's up, Watt fans? Teflon Dawn sucks. You know, you got to give Tortilla's guy a little bit of credit yesterday. Say what you want. There were things that weren't great when he was back, but you know what? That interception sure was. And with that being said, TJ Watt, 2 interceptions this year. The New York Jets, 0. That's right. The Jets, Jets went through the entire season. They're the first team ever to go through an entire season without a single interception all year long. That's right. The New York Jets, guys. TJ Watt beat out the New York Jets, and do what you want with that. TJ 2, Jets nothing. Just interesting, very interesting, guys. Nobody's ever seen it. It's never happened. No interceptions for that New York Jets team through 17 games. Unbelievable. But we don't got problems like that here, guys. Let's move forward. Yeah. Miss Pittsburgh said, yes, sir, we give the praise. That's right. We listen to all your other bullshit teams. We listen to your Taylor Swifts and watch your Philadelphia's grease up their polls or whatever the hell it is they do over there. Guys, it's our time. That's right. The Pittsburgh Steelers are back in it. This is Victory Monday. We are moving forward, and we have 1 week to get ready for the Houston Texans, guys. It's not going to be easy by any means. But is the Steeler game ever easy? At the end of the day, it's cold, Keep it low, keep it ugly, keep it close. I think the Steelers do stand a chance, guys. Just as every game that they told us we didn't, I think that we do. We lost some games, we won some games. At the end of the day, we're 10-7. Do what you want with that. Let's move on. I'm going to go right here to my man, Bingo Winchester. Always with the hot takes. He says this hot take: DK being out was actually a blessing, forcing other receivers to step up their game. And boy, did they step up their other game. We're going to talk about all those guys today. How can you not? Yinzer Joe, what's up, brother? Great seeing the great Yinzer Joe back on the terrible board. He says this: hey, yo, what up, Steeler Nation? Cody, God said, not tonight, Ravens. Not tonight, baby. He also said this, guys, do Ravens. They did this. That's right, baby. That's what the Ravens do. They choke. They choke on a big one every year. It never changes. It never changes. It's always been that way. This is why I say every time we play them, I don't fear the Ravens. I never feared the Ravens, and I'll never fear the Ravens. And guys, if you are just joining in now and you don't believe me, just go back last week. This team hasn't been a team to fear since the 2000 season when they had that defense that let up like 6 points all season, whatever it was. But right now, guys, let me get a couple more things out for you. We are not only 4-1 in the last 5 games to wrap up the season, we are 10-2 in the last 12 games against the Baltimore Ravens. 10-2. If we would have said to the Ravens, we're going to play 12 games, how do you think it's going to play out? Do you think that they would only win 2? I don't think so. But you know what? The fact of the matter is this: the Steelers won 10 of the last 12 Ravens games, including these last 2 in a row this year, as we did complete the sweep on this team that is supposed to be such a, and they are. Listen, I'm not going to disrespect them. They're going home, so I'm going to show them some respect today. But they are a team that certainly chokes all the time. As a matter of fact, Lamar has choked every opportunity he has. It didn't look like quite the MVP, but there were 2 former MVPs behind under center yesterday. We all watched it play out. We all seen how that went. Let's get back on the terrible board right here. Miss Pittsburgh says, not tonight, baby. That's right, not tonight. It was a Pittsburgh night. Guys, again, we play Monday night against the Texans. We won 23 in a row. Mike Tomlin has never lost a home Monday night game. Again, this is where the tire meets the road, guys. It doesn't get bigger than this. Monday, 1 week from today, we wrap up the weekend. Again, all playoff games go all through the weekend. The Steelers, again, the country, the world will be watching our Steelers play on Monday night as they have the day to themselves. Come on. And what else? You don't think that game last night, you've seen it, I've seen it, everybody here's seen it. You don't think that game was all about their ratings? My God, who wasn't tuning into that game last night? Even if you're not a Steeler or Ravens fan, if you love football, that game last night between that set of rivals, come on, it good stuff. It was a AFC North knockdown game. It was the kind of game that you expect when you see these 2 teams get together. It was no disappointment. It was even less of a disappointment because we came out on top of the game, guys. Let me move on the terrible board. I'm going to go right here. No, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go somewhere. There we go. Steeler Freak, what's up, brother? Tortilla says Monday Night Football, babe, we got a shot. Bingo says postnatal abortion. Lindsay says Victory Monday. I don't know if I missed something here, but my board moved, so just bear with me for a second as I try to figure out where we're at. God doesn't like Ravens, he likes the Doves. That's what Tortilla says. Okay, I think that's right where we're at. Steeler Freak John, my man, all the way from Las Vegas. Steeler Freak John, I couldn't help but think about how high that you might have been watching this game, you and smoking with Terry Bongshaw, how paranoid and how into it and how everything that was going through your mind out there in Las Vegas, because I know you and Terry Bongshaw do like to watch the games together. Steeler Freak John says this: the Ravens had no pass rush. Rodgers was comfortable. The Steelers could have given up, but didn't. That is an improvement from the past seasons. The Texans it'll be a lot different. You're right. Very different. But you know what? It's the course that we're given. And it's what we got to do, as the first 17 games of the season were. You know what I mean? And I agree with you. Everything that you said is true. The Ravens pass rush is nil. Matter of fact, it's embarrassing. Poll's looking good so far, guys. Don't forget, get in on the poll. So far, the poll has us at about 86% saying that people believe that we are going to win this Monday night in the wild card round of the 2025 NFL season, guys. Yinzer Joe says we need to have the priest bless the field again Monday. You ain't shitting. Um, the inaccurate redemption. Tortilla saying Cody says Steelers could turn me into an alcoholic with these games. You ain't kidding. It's being a Steeler fan is not for the weak. It is not. I promise, and I repeat, it is not for the weak. Tortilla says the Jews put magnets on the ball. You know what? There's a lot of speculation, guys. Again, what's the chances these two really good field goal kickers in the last 60 seconds of a game, they both missed their field goals, and it decides the game. So again, that whole thing I think is going to come out over the week. We'll talk more about that as the game itself has been. We gone through the course of talking about everything. We'll get more into maybe all this talk about it being rigged. Again, there's a lot, and you say, I can't be rigged. Come on, how crazy would that be? But at the end of the day, again, two field goal kickers that don't really miss, both in pretty, decent field goal range, both shit the bed within the last 55 seconds of the game. I basically makes you gotta question a few things at least. We'll get to all that and so much more, guys. And I think that's what the Ravens fans, Steeler Freak, is saying here on the board. Couple ahead here is that the Ravens are probably saying it as well. Matter of fact, every game they lose, the Steelers cheated. The Steelers got help from the refs. We've only beat you 10 out of the last 12 times. I'm sure it was the referees. Try to play better or get better players. That's the only thing I can tell the Baltimore Raven fans. As one more time, courtesy of our friend Aurora Snow, former guest right here on the show, the Ravens always with their MVP, find a way to choke. That's right. They did it again last night. No surprise. The Pittsburgh Steelers are moving on to the playoffs. Kenneth, what's up, my brother? Always great seeing Kenneth on the terrible board. Kenneth Jones says, hello, guys. Missed field goal, but I'll take it. Damn right. We will. We'll take that. Great seeing you, Kenneth. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Bill the Steel says the mediocre coach beat the choker coach. You know what? That's pretty accurate. I maybe. Let's see. Mark Malone, what's up, dude? Always great seeing the great Mark Malone. Mark says this: we had help from above in this one. The priest blessed the field right where the field goal was missed with only holy water. With holy water, I'm telling you, Myron came down from above. Listen, did that happen last week? No. Did that happen the week before? No. Did that happen the week before that? No. Didn't Myron Cope stop by last week and tell us he was going to help us win this football game? Yes. And what happened? I'm just saying, call me crazy. And you know what else? I'm going to give you another reason to call me crazy. I'm going to give you a reason to grab my balls. That's right. There's our weekly giveaway. This is our playoff giveaway. Playoff giveaway. Our grab my balls contest. Not even a contest. It's a raffle, guys. Right behind me, I have a football right here. It's from my own personal collection. And I truly, and I tell you this all the time, guys, I truly enjoy and love you guys on the terrible board. You rock our world. You really do. And I'm going to do something for you guys for just $1 in the super chat. You get one entry per dollar to get your hands on my balls. That's right. This football right here has the autographs of, are you ready? Cam Hayward, the great Antonio Brown, Charlie Batch, David DeCastro, local Derek Moy, Cortez Allen, and Ross Vitrone. Sorry. That's right. For $1 in the super chat today, all the way to next week. It is all week long. You have a chance to grab my balls, and it could be yours forever. For $1 entry, we'll choose. We'll take in every entry that comes up. We'll take. Mike is writing the information down, and we will pull the number, the name. I'm sorry. This time next week, next Monday, as we head into the playoff game on Monday night, you have a chance to grab my balls. That's right here, guys. For the football right behind me. Cody already in on $2 on that. Cody, you got two entries. You do have, as of right now, two chances to win this football. Cody, you are in the lead. I got to be honest with you. This raffle goes for 1 week, today till next Monday. You have 7 days. Get here, get in again on the super chat. It's just $1 is an entry. That's all you got to do. If you maybe up your chances, you might want to do a little bit more. But this is the way we're going to do it, guys. This is our special playoff giveaway right here for the Steelers. The Steelers this season, guys. And this is the way we're going to do it. I'm going to give my balls away right here on the show. That's how much I like you. That's how much I love our Steelers. I love you guys. Guys, right here, this football again. Cam Hayward's autograph is on it. Antonio Brown's autograph is on it. One of the greatest Steeler receiver ever. Charlie Batch, David DeCastro, Derek Moy, Cortez Allen, Ross Vitrone, right here, guys. Your chance for $1. That's it. This raffle is $1. This giveaway. Grab my balls. It can be yours forever. All week. You have 7 days, all the way up until this time next week to enter. Right on our terrible board. Just click and $1. $1 will get you entered, guys. Play as many times as you want, and the ball could be yours. So there you go, guys. I'm a little nuts, and you know what? I'm okay with that. And you know what? You guys are all a little nuts too, and I think that's why we all enjoy being here so much together. Let's get back on the board, guys. And again, don't forget to hit that poll when you walk in this morning. Do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers will beat the Houston? What are they? The Texans. We beat the Houston Texans 1 week from tonight. 1 week from tonight, guys. Here we go. Let's get back at it. We'll go right here to Steeler Freak. He says, "Go figure." The Ravens fans are saying the NFL is. Of course they are. Of course they are. And them Ravens fans, as far as I see, they're not pouring in the way they were, or even the little tater tot. The Cleveland fan, I'm sorry. Lindsay says, "Steelers have you ready to quit them, and then they suck you back in." You ain't. Come on, the beginning of that game, that didn't seem like it was going to be mad toxic. The way that game started, Derrick Henry runs the ball about 165 yards in the first play. It does get called back, albeit, but at the end of the day, when that game started, I said, you know what? We are not ready to play football. But they did something that we've seen them do a couple times this year. Come out slow, come out still, and turn it around and win the football game, which is what they did. And we will see if that continues as we do continue to move on, guys, with the playoffs. Again, 1 week from tonight. I do want to say, Miss Pittsburgh, thank you for your entry as well. Miss Pittsburgh is in on the Grab My Balls contest as well. This, guys, again, is the raffle this week. All week long, this is our playoff raffle. Going into the big playoff game next week against the Ravens, the Texans. Why with this Texans? I'm just not used to seeing the Texans this year, saying the Texans. But this time next week, we're getting ready for the Texans on Monday night. The playoffs do kick off Saturday. We'll get into that schedule and so much more today. Let me jump over here to Yinzer Joe. I do want to say, Armac, what's up, brother? Always great seeing Armac on the board. Yinzer Joe says, "I love it. Brown fans celebrating Garrett's sack record. Bengals losing to the Browns, Ravens losing the Steelers and the playoff spot. Come on. We are the kings of the North." Aaron said, "Here we go, Steelers." What's up, Aaron Jade? Always great seeing Aaron Jade on the terrible board. Also, Armax says, "I think it began with that late second quarter drive." Bingo says, "Hell, I fell asleep during A-Rod's run." Hey, come on. That was A-Rod. I thought that was Lamar. I thought he had the wrong jersey, the wrong color jersey on when he was running down the field. I do want to say, Armac, you are entered for this terrible ball right here, if you will. Again, Cam Hayward, Antonio Brown. I must be crazy. But you know what? That's all right. You're my peeps. And Antonio Brown, Charlie Batch, Dave DeCastro, Derek Moy, Cortez Allen, Ross Vitrone, guys. This is about a 10-year-old football. 2014 is how long I did get it from those guys, but it is signed by those players, and you do have a chance, guys, as well as Armac, as Miss Pittsburgh, as Cody. Everybody, guys, do get in on this. It's a great opportunity. For $1, you might get this football right here with all these pretty damn good Pittsburgh Steelers autographs on it. So don't miss out on that. 1 week. It goes all week. So if you miss out today, that's all right. We got to wait till payday. I get it. Believe me. If anybody gets that concept, nobody gets it better than I do. Let's get back on the board here, guys, as we do move along. Armax says, "Cam played a hell of a game," and you aren't kidding. As Cam was chasing Derrick Henry down the sideline on that first run, I turned to Mike because Mike was here at the studio. I said, "Mike, look how hard Cam Hayward's playing today. Can you believe? Can you believe how hard Cam Hayward is playing? The dude is literally chasing Derrick Henry." That's when I knew that they wanted this game more than anything. Were they going to be able to pull it off? We'll see. But I got to tell you, Cam Hayward, you've seen it in the guy's eyes. That dude wanted that freaking game, and he got it. He surely did get it, guys. And also, I do want to say this, Miss Pittsburgh, Armac, Miss Pittsburgh, everybody, 1-1 for anything that you want, guys. As I said, you might give yourself a better chance, or, the person who plays with $1 may win. It just comes down to the draw. You know how these things play out, but all I got to say is this. You do have a chance to grab my balls. That's right here. Very, very big raffle giveaway for this playoff week, heading into the playoffs, guys. Let's stay on the board. I don't want to leave anybody out today, but we have so much to talk about. I got to be honest with you. It's going to be tough, but you know what? I'm here for the challenge. Let's go right here. M Sparks, what's up, M Sparks 187, my man? Great to see you back on the terrible board. M Sparks 187 says this was good in the neighborhood. Oh, my man, always great seeing you, dude. Always great seeing M Sparks 187 on the board. Welcome back. I hope you had a great game week. A great weekend for the game. Cody says, close, Lindsay. I think it's just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. Steeler Freak says 8690. Good one. M Spark says Pittsburgh Steelers for life. That's right, baby. Miss Pittsburgh. Here we go, Steeler Nation. RMax says Cody. Michael Corleone is what he says over there. Also, Cody says Silvo Dante. Tortilla says if we clean up the broken plays, we have a chance against Houston. Better quarterback, run game Monday night. We have a good shot. And the thing, I mean, they're good. They're good, but they are a beatable team as well, guys. I do believe that. I do believe that this is a beatable team. And if you watch, you know what, we're gonna get through their schedule. If it's not today, again, a lot going on. We'll get into their schedule this week for sure. We'll try to get into there today, see what they did so far this year, and see how legit we think that this team might be. I do want to say thank you to Cody back in on a $5 entry for his trying to grab my balls. That's right, Cody got another $5 in, guys. Again, this isn't about money. I want to give this away, but again, I figure we could put a few bucks back into the show. So again, right here, I'm not even going to talk about it all show because again, it's taking away from everything we got to talk about. But there it is, guys, sitting right there. You could win that ball with those autographs on it for just as low as $1, guys. You have 1 week. 1 week, we're going to draw the name 1 week from today on the playoff game day, last playoff game of the weekend. Again, the Steelers will be hosting the Houston Texans Monday night on the North Shore, where I'm pretty sure it's going to be a cold one. So let's hope that works in our favor. Let's get back to it, guys. I'm going to go right here to Mark Malone. I'm telling you that the priest that blessed the field channeled he did. Listen, I told you this last week. When Myron was here, I said, we're going to win. And I said, Myron, make sure that happens. And did he make sure that happens? That's right. He sure did, guys. Let's move on. Fitness Addict, he says, yo, friggin' pumped. I'm going to say it with DK back next week. No one wants to see Aaron and the Steelers in the playoff. Listen, as much as I'm jumping out of my skin just like everybody else is, you got to remember this damn Jekyll and Hyde. If they got to get that head right. They got to get their head right, guys. If this team comes out with the right mindset, they have a chance. If this team doesn't, they do what they do. So again, you know, it is a crapshoot. Yes, we're not built to run the table, but at the end of the day, if this team could just keep the mindset week to week, again, 4 more games, guys, we win the first round of our playoffs, basically sending the Ravens back to the couch, and we do move on. So that's a great start. Winning 1 of 5 is a good start. What happens beyond here, we don't know. We'll wait and see, but we're here for it. Bingo says Aurora Snow, helping men get to sleep on a regular basis. A valuable service, Aurora. Very awesome person as well. We became to know her really well, actually. Well, maybe not really well, but we know her pretty well from the show here. She is a great person. Maybe we'll have her back this year. It could be something fun we'll do in the off season, as we're always trying to dig out different things to do in the off season. So maybe Aurora, maybe another porn star could get a phone call from us. We will see. Also, we're going to go right here. Steeler Freak John. Every time fans from opposing teams come on the podcast, the Steelers win. We need to find some Texans chumps. That's a good point. Very good point, John. Armax says, I think they will scheme DK well next week. I think so, too. There's so much to talk about. We're going to get into it all this week. We really are. Feel the Steelers, since you were all getting religious all of a sudden, I'm still like Thomas. I'll believe it when I see it. Good reference. P, my man. Always great to see P. Morton on the terrible board, all the way from Japan, everybody. Say welcome, P, to the board, which I think P's here all the time with us. But in his time zone, it's just not opportunistic to get up and start typing and texting and getting in arguments. But P, all the way from Japan, great to see you, my brother. He says this, Tomlin pulled the, if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bicycle. Bro, maybe I should have kicked the show off with that, the Mike Tomlin comments. If my what was it? If my uncle had my aunt had lady parts, my uncle or something like this. Mike, what is it?
If my aunt had if my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle.
So there you go. Another great Tomlinism. He never disappoints. If we would have lost, we would have all hated that comment. But you know what? I'm going to run with it, guys. If my uncle had lady parts, it would be my aunt. If my aunt, whatever it was hilarious, guys. Let's move on the terrible board here. And I do want to say, P, always great to see you, my friend. Glad to have you back on this Victory Monday on the terrible board. Yinzer Joseph, I'm just going to admit myself on Monday to the hospital. That way I'm already in the waiting room by the end of the game. I'm sure I'll need a doctor. Hey, maybe a 4-hour game, they'll actually have you back in the little waiting room at that point. Who knows? Fingers crossed. Mark Malone says, best thing Tallman ever said. Like in the aunt and uncle comment. Let's go to right here. Richard, what's up, dude? Always great seeing the great Richard Jankowski on the board. Richard says, this, my heart defibrillator needs recharge this morning. Happy Victory Monday to you, sir. I'm glad your team won. Cody says, this was a playoff game, do or die, and they went wide right. And that's what scares me a little bit, too. I mean, there is a lot of speculation. There's just weird things going on in the league, and that's got to scare the shit out of you, unless it works in your favor. But again, that's a whole other topic for another day. We'll get into what certainly the Ravens fans are saying as the week goes on. Also, Lindsay says, laugh my ass off, literally, Yinzer Joe. Probably on the hospital comment, I'm guessing. Tortilla also says, some Yinzers can never be happy. Like, how can you be mad about a damn ending like that? At the end of the day, we win. How can you not be happy for the next 7 days? It's playoff mentality. You got to enjoy it, because if you don't, it could be gone and you're not going to have it all year. You're going to be without it for the rest of the year. So my mentality is, you know what? I love my team. They've always been my squad. I'm going to enjoy them while I can. Like I always say, when I use a restaurant as an example, if they bring you good food, you're going to enjoy it, right? So again, you can't sit around and hoping oh, they're going to mess up my food. They messed it up before. Enjoy your food, guys. You deserve it. It's Monday. It's Victory Monday, and here in Pittsburgh, we get the right to celebrate. Phil still says, you ain't shutting me up. I know Teflon Don will fail. No playoff win since the Obama administration. That's true. That's true. We have not won a playoff game since that administration, which has been quite some time. Steeler Freak says this. Phil Steele, my opinion hasn't changed either. Just learning. Great seeing Just Learning on the terrible board. Just Learning says, hello, I'm glad we won. Otherwise, it would have been a tough night. Yeah, you ain't kidding. You're not kidding. Yinzer Nation, lots of guys left everything they had on the field. Damn right they did. There's a lot of guys that played their asses off last night. There really were. We're going to get into the grades and everything today on the show, as we always do. Plus, we do have a clear-cut winner on the CBS Pick'ems, guys, for the regular season. So we're going to get into that, as well as the CBS regular season Pick'ems did wrap up last night in the NFL. Guys, I want to say congratulations to everybody on a good season on the Pick'ems here. Guys, we do have a clear-cut winner, and we will announce this week's winner all later today on the show. When you go to Yinzer Joe says, I'd rather lose to any other team than the one from the AFC North, especially the Ravens. Yinzer Joe says, Bingo says, hell, Jack Sawyer has more, and he doesn't even start. That's right. Jack Sawyer has out-intercepted the New York Jets this year. How crazy is that, guys? Bingo, Tortilla, says, Jesus wanted us to win. Why are all going to say Jesus is wrong? I don't think that's a smart decision, but some people will do it anyway. Enjoy, guys. This is Victory Monday. Cody says, TJ Watt is always in the right spot at the right time. Being the GOAT and being lucky is a deadly combination. You're right. What do they say? Sometimes being lucky is better than being good. And you know what? In that particular play, maybe he was good for being in that particular spot, but he was certainly lucky. The ball landed right in his chest. I mean, we'll take it, and we love it. Yinzer Nation says, this classic Steelers-Ravens game, hard-hitting and filled with drama. Absolutely. It was the classic Steelers-Ravens game. If you like Steelers-Ravens game, if you love this rivalry, you got your money's worth last night. That's for sure. 10-7. Hey, you know what? It kind of seems like our ceiling right now, and I would like to see us get a little bit more wins in a season than that. However, 10-7, guys, it's good enough to win the division. It's good enough to get in the playoffs, and it's 3 games over 500. There he is. There's our Tater Tot. Tater Tot, what's up, bro? Hope you enjoyed the game last night. He says Loop is on unemployment queue. Yeah. How unfortunate. They had one of the best kickers ever. He gets a couple massages, and now this. You're losing because a guy named Loop misses a field goal at the end of the game. But you know what? See how I'm doing my shoulders? Oh well. Um, Bingo says this. Well, 10-7 is better than 9-8. It sure is, and you know what? It's certainly better than 8-9 or whatever the hell they are. The Ravens, they wrapped up with an 8-9 season. This was supposed to be the division winner. They didn't even crack 500. Come on. I just learning Harbaugh was celebrating early. Yeah, Harbaugh's a jackass. But yes, he was. Tortilla Loop is eating free in Pittsburgh for life, bro. Should have just stayed in Pittsburgh where he's safe. Well, last year was Mark Andrews dropping the 2-point conversion that allowed the Ravens to be eliminated from the playoffs. This year, Loop missed a field goal that allowed them to be eliminated from the playoffs. So, Fruit Loop, Cody's calling him. Tyler Loop for life, Tortilla. Just Learning says Rodgers has 12 playoffs wins now. And again, remind you, if you didn't hear this yet, we play on Monday night, and the Steelers have not lost a Monday night home football game since 1992. That's right. 1992, last time the Steelers lost a home playoff game. Mike Tomlin's never lost one. Somber, what's up, bro? Always great seeing Somber on the board. Does the Monday Night Juju get us through the playoff games? As you know what, right on schedule with the column, the great comment. You know what? It's got us this far. There's no reason to not think that it won't. And again, is this a really good defense we're up against? Yes. Are they a good team? Yes. Are they unbeatable? No. They're not unbeatable. We have a big week in front of us, guys, as we get ready for this football game. 1 week from tonight. That's right. And I kind of like it that way. I like being the last. Let's watch everything else play out. I don't mind it, especially, again, Monday night. We've been very fortunate, let's say. Feel the Steel, bingo, 10-7, 9-8. No playoff run. Yay, Tortilla. Monday Night Teflon. Also, Yinzer Joe says, will the Ravens bring back Justin Tugger after Tyler loops the ball wide? I like it. I like a good one, man. Also, Bingo says, yes, I know. Steeler Freak, Ravens fans continuously defend and ball wash Jackson. He was absent for most of the game and threw 3 passes. They will never win a trophy with him. They are far worse off. I agree. And this did I say last week? I would rather please. And I did this. I pleaded. I said, please let us face Lamar Jackson. Please. I would rather face him, guys, than Snoop Huntley. Is that crazy? Again, might be out of my mind, but here we are. P says Loop is currently filling a prescription and calling movers. Loop just he put in an application for the show. Matter of fact, he's trying to be on the show. He's not. I'm kidding. Phil still says, what was the viewer rating? The viewer rating had been through the roof. I don't know what it is, Phil, but that's a good question. But come on, this game couldn't have been any better for the NFL. I'm just saying. Tater says 44 yards is a chip shot nowadays, right? Well, 44 yards and why am I able to agree with Tater Tot? What's going on? What planet are we on? Tater Tot. Cody says wide right. Somber. I saw enough. We need a new linebacker, maybe 2. I tell you what, a couple of other linebackers look nice though. There was a couple. Again, a lot to get into. So much to get into, guys. There's the Tater Tot we all became to know and love. Tater Tot, of course, says, congratulations, Pittsburghers. I wouldn't expect anything less from our friend Tater Tot. And I do want to say this, guys, again, if you're just tuning in, do participate and put your thoughts on the poll, as we do have the poll set up. Do you think the Steelers will beat the Ravens? We were a little pessimistic last week on the board. This week, maybe we'll turn around. And I also do want to say we do have a running contest going for the next week. This day next week, we'll be drawing for this autographed football right here behind me, guys. Autographed by Cam Hayward, Antonio Brown, Charlie Batch, David DeCastro, Derek Moy, Cortez Allen, Ross Vitrone. All you got to do is enter $1. $1 will get you an entry. You could enter 5 times. It would be $5, obviously, but every dollar you put in will get you an entry for this amazing giveaway for the Grab My Balls contest. This week, it is our big playoff giveaway going into the Monday Night Football game against the Texans on Monday. Again, I'm trying to make anything big here. I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to do this for the Yinzers, guys. Somebody's going to get this amazing ball this time next week, and it could cost you as little as $1. Just get on your super chat, guys, and throw your entry in. $1 gets you entered. Let's get back on the terrible board right here, right beyond the Tater. There it is. Armac, perhaps. Somber. Also, Somber says 41. 6-50. This guy, you're welcome, Tater. Just Learning says they put Herbig as an inside linebacker, and it worked. A little Herbig, huh? He got a motor on him. Get caught up on let's do a couple more messages here. We got a lot of stuff to get into, guys. A lot of numbers, a lot of statistics, a lot of things, a lot of playoff information, guys. Let's do we'll jump back into that here in just one moment. RMAX says I need to see the tapes on the Texans. Me too. I know one thing I do know is their defense is really good. Their defense is really good. And CJ Stroud's been able to do nice things, and D'Amico Ryans, and they have a good little thing going on down there. But we have a kind of a good little thing here because the Steelers, I mean, come on. Steelers are the Steelers. We do what we do, and they're coming to the North Shore to play on, no doubtingly, another cold night here in Pittsburgh. So Monday Night Football, Tomlin takes his undefeated record up against the Houston Texans. Let's see how that plays out. If we win, we could be moving on to the next round, guys, something we haven't done in a long time. So let's we could do that. Also, Lindsay says this. Thanks, Tater. Congrats on watching our team. I think Tater's really a fan. I'm going to be honest with you. I was thinking that the other day. Tater's probably a bigger fan than any of us. And just people in your life you knew that are Steeler fans or grew up Steeler fans, and they're just trolls because, I don't know, whatever the reason is. Something tells me this is Tater. He might be one of these trolls that I think he's a Steeler fan. But he says he's a Browns fan. I don't know why anybody would do that, but anyway, you slice it. This is how it is playing out. We do have a Tater Tot on the board who does watch our games, who's a Cleveland Browns fan. Yinzer Joe says, yeah, I find that kind of odd after the field was blessed that the kickers who were very accurate missed an extra point and a 3-point kick, which it didn't look windy. It wasn't. I mean, it was a cold breeze, but it certainly wasn't that whipping wind that we've been seeing from time to time. Cody says this. Pittsburgh said dinner's going to be cold tonight, asshole. But yes, Joe, interesting, very interesting. I'm not going to, we're going to take the win and we're going to run with it. But damn it, something is not sitting right with the NFL in these past couple of years. I'm just saying. Steeler Freak says Luke was paid by the NFL. It is rigged. Tortilla says thought they would stop winning cold turkey. Steeler Freak says Boz had some knuckleballs the last. Hey, you're right. Them knuckleballs, and they're kind of, I don't know. What he's doing, he needs to get back to his normal way. Steeler Freak Boss had, yes, he did. LOL somber. Cody says this. Tortilla is getting a Tomlin tattoo. Tortilla's getting a Tomlin tattoo, and also maybe if we win another one, we could get Jamal to get that Pat Fryermuth tattoo that we know that he's been wanting. Keller Haas says Huntley. That's what I'm saying, Keller Haas. And I do want to say welcome to Keller Haas. What's up, dude? Always great seeing Keller Haas from over one of our Wombo Combo, one of our shows that we do communicate with here. I do want to say welcome to Keller Haas. He is saying this as I'm trying to fix on the go here. Let me do that right there. All right. Keller Haas says Huntley would beat us, and that's exactly what I said last week. Keller Haas. I wanted to play Lamar so bad, and everyone thought I was nuts. They said, "Dude, why would you want to play Lamar?" Well, again, we're 10-2 in the last 12 games against the Baltimore Ravens. They don't scare me. They shouldn't scare me, and they shouldn't scare you either. Tortilla, I'm just gonna say, it's gonna say the tattoo is gonna say, if my aunt had male parts, she'd be my uncle. Of course, this is gonna be talked about for a long time, a long time. I do want to say thank you, Miss Pittsburgh, in with another entry for this game ball, or this football right here, again, autographed by some Steeler greats. That's right, for current captain Cam Hayward, all-time leading receiver Antonio Brown, Charlie Batch, David DeCastro, Cortez Allen, Derek Moore, and Ross Vitrone right here in this grab my balls competition. Not even a competition. What is it, Mike? A giveaway. It's a giveaway. Just for $1 entry. That's all. For every $1, it is one entry. Miss Pittsburgh, I do want to say thank you on that and good luck as well. Tortilla says it's going to say if my okay, got that. Steeler Freak says, F, man, why don't we fly the Pope in? If this is how it's going to work, bring the Pope in. I don't want to. Come on. That's awesome. And I don't want him blessing the field. If the Pope is here, I want him to lay on the ground on his stomach and pull himself along the end zone on his stomach like a dog. How when a dog pulls its backside along the ground as it's, I don't know what its issue is. That's what I want the Pope to do. We need all the help we can get. And again, Myron last week was in the house. The ghost of Myron Cope joined us, and he did. In my opinion, it all happened because Myron said it was going to happen. But call me crazy once again, guys. I must be for loving this football team. I think we all are, guys. Armac says he's a Bears fan, the Pope. Oh, that's right. He is from Chicago. I keep forgetting. Somber says, I guess there was a voodoo doll of Boz at the Browns game then. I don't want to know what Tater was into with that. Heyo, Tortilla. Cody, my man, thank you for that. Cody is entered in on $2 on the giveaway. Ginger Joe says this. Well, the only reason the Ravens even had an opportunity to win the game was because Boz missed the extra point. I want to know how you give up 10-point lead to begin with. The Ravens weren't ready. And that's what I said. I was telling Mike, I said, you know what? They look ready to play on this first drive. They came out. The guy ran a 45-yard play that got called back. They were able to get points on the first couple drives of their game. I thought, you know what? They look ready. We don't look ready. We Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde our asses back into this game. We found a way to win. And again, you got to be encouraged by that. Sweeping the Ravens. People might say, well, they're not the usual good Ravens that we see. You know what? To win against the Ravens twice in a season from within the division is difficult. It is a difficult thing to do. And we did sweep the Baltimore Ravens this year, guys, as we did wrap up the AFC North. That's right. Your Pittsburgh Steelers are AFC North champions once again. John says the Pope can bless one NFC and one AFC. Here's another thing, guys. Who were the two number one seeds? The Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks. Who were the Super Bowl contenders just 10 years ago in Super Bowl 50? We're in Super Bowl 60. The Seattle Seahawks and Denver Broncos. Again, is the league working its way in a complete circle, or is there weirdness at play? We don't know. But I do know that out of the blue, Seattle and Denver are they're back at the top of the game. 10 years ago, those were your two teams in the Super Bowl. As you remember, we were celebrating, it was the all-weed Super Bowl with the Seattle and the Denvers and the Washingtons and the Colorado. So here it is. We do move on the board. And again, I'm going to get some numbers and everything here in just a moment. I'm just trying not to get too buried on the terrible board today. I don't want to miss anybody because this is amazing. Again, you don't get to enjoy Victory Mondays going into a playoff game quite so often anymore. So we're going to enjoy the shit out of it, guys. I'm going to be honest. We're going to enjoy the shit out of this. Somber says, of course, Cody's the first. Cody was the first to grab at my balls. There's no two ways about that. Cody's, and that's why he's the man. Speaking of the man, we think he has balls, but Derpy, welcome to the show, everybody. Steeler Freak says this. How about if we win next week, we have a Derpy's breast competition, guys? I like that. Maybe next week, if we beat Houston, that could be the competition next week. Who can guess Derpy's bra size? Right here on the show next week, guys. So let's keep rooting for that win. How you doing, Derpy?
I'm doing great.
Good, man. I know that you're suicidal during the game. I'm the one that has to deal with you, but you're doing better today.
I'm doing far much better. I mean, my heart was like pumping crazy last night. It was 0 to 100 like really fast.
Yeah, I don't doubt that, man. Well, welcome, Derpy. We're glad to have you. We're glad to have you, Derpy. Just sit back, relax. I like the shirt. You're looking good. You usually got a red shirt on, something that's usually associated with the Ohio State. So I'm glad to see you in normal, nice clothing today. You look good. I'm going to stay on the board here, Derpy. I got a lot to get into, but again, I don't want to leave anybody out today. Nobody deserves to be left out on a Victory Monday, guys. Tortilla says this, Father Max. Cody says MVS. Cody, grab some balls. There you go, guys, right here. Who else is giving you the chance to grab their balls today? This is only a Victory Monday kind of thing. Steeler Freak, the priest was mumbling the exorcist chant. Demi, where are you? Whatever the hell he was saying. Tortilla says Cody's got a grip. Watch out. And that's what I hear. I seen them guns. I see him over on Still Talking. I know the guns that Cody got. Believe me. The fuck it is. Let's see. Thank you, Miss Pittsburgh. Of course, again, Tyrone says, here we go, Steelers. We go into the playoffs, baby. There ain't no denying it. The season could have ended. This could be a whole different conversation today, but it's not. And it isn't.
But it's not.
And guess what? We're enjoying. We're celebrating. We're loving. That's right. The Steelers are going back to the playoffs. Houston, we have a Tomlin. Houston, we have a Tomlin. Good comment. That is certainly up in the running for the game ball today on a terrible board. Yinzer Joe, I'm laughing so hard. These TV analysts and the Ravens winning the division and the Steelers at the bottom. Come on. They never learn. Colin Coward and Orlovsky and Howard, Colin Coward. What is his name? Colin Coward.
Collinsworth.
They didn't give us a snowball's chance in hell. Armac, I want to say thank you. What?
Colin Collinsworth.
No, not Chris Collinsworth, not Colin Collinsworth. Colin Coward.
Yeah, Coward. Yeah.
You just sit back and enjoy yourself for a little bit. Armac, I do want to say good luck. I do want to say crazy. Thank you. And what? You want to see me real crazy? I'm about to throw Derpy out of here. That's how crazy I am. Go ahead, Derpy, one more time. Oh, he's lagging. Okay. Well, just take the time to pull yourself together, would you? Armac, I do want to say thank you as well. Armac in for five more entries on this giveaway this week, guys. For this amazing football behind me, again, autographed by some pretty damn good Steelers. It's not a nice conversation piece, certainly during the football season, around the house, the man cave, the den, wherever you might enjoy your Steeler games from, guys. Lindsay says JPJ let up a touchdown. You know what? I'm not going to say a lot of bad about our guys. JPJ had the late pass interference, which with that play, I don't know. I was thinking about you guys. I thought about the overs, and I was like, all right, there's one pass interference, but he didn't get the second. Steeler Freak says 70-71. Very funny. It goes with my weed. Tyrone says, my man, what up, Tyrone? Always great seeing the great Tyrone on the terrible board. Welcome back to the show. Hope you're having a great Victory Monday. I know everybody is here, my man. Great seeing you. He says, that J-Ram bum ass, man. Did you go with the J-Ram jersey yesterday? I just wanted to know. I was thinking about you as well. Steeler Freak says Rodgers had more rushing yards than Jackson. It was a crazy game. He did. It's wild. Somber says pick number 21 in the draft again. Here we go. When you put it that way. Cody says $5. Grabbed his ball and twist them, old ball bastards, is what he said. Something along them lines. Grabbed his ball and twist them, old ball twist. Like it. Max says, Ayo, tortilla, old dick twist. Phil the Steel says, my son, who is a Broncos fan, just texted me 10:41 a.m. If the Steelers win, he's treating us to the AFC divisional game at Denver. I love Phil the Steel's son, my man. That's awesome. I hope it plays out like that. Then you get to enjoy yourself with your family. That's awesome, brother. Somber says, grab his dick and twist. I'm going to have to keep kind of announcing this throughout the show, because if anybody's tuning in and we're talking about twisting my wiener, they might run away. But I will certainly keep announcing that throughout the show, throughout the week, as you do have a chance to win this autographed football, guys. Drawing it on Monday. This is the Grab My Balls contest, the Grab My Balls giveaway. That's right. This football right here, we're giving away on Monday. Next Monday, we're going to draw the winner for $1. $1. You can do as many times as you want, but $1 gets you an entry. Guys, we will keep track of everyone that comes through on the super chat for $1 or more, whatever you want to do to try to win this football. And we will choose one name next Monday on the day of our playoff game. That's right. Monday Night Football for the Steelers to give this great. It's an amazing prize, amazing giveaway. It truly is. And I want to give it to one of you guys. I want to give it to every one of you, but unfortunately, I don't have the means to do that. But one of you lucky followers will get this awesome game ball or football behind me. Let's move on to the terrible board. I'm going to go right here. Cody, pause. Also, don't drink that. What's up, dude? Always great seeing my man, Corey. Don't drink that. 25 comes up. Not going to lie. I was ready for the fire Tomlin chance as soon as Baltimore lined up the kick. You know what? They started early with the booing, and you know what? I thought this could get ugly real fast. It certainly had potential, guys, to go the other way. And the fact of the matter is it didn't, and we pulled it back together, and they held it together, and they were a resilient group all the way till the very end of the game. I'm right there with you. Don't, Corey. I thought that it could have been a lot worse for sure. And it didn't end up going that way. Let's see. Steelers win Monday night football games. They sure do, Yinzer. That's what we do. It's been that way since early Cowher days. This isn't a comparison. This isn't saying one thing about another. This is saying all the way back from when 1992, Cowher's rookie season as a coach. This team hasn't lost a Monday night football game in Pittsburgh, and that's where the game is going to be played this week, guys. Mike Tomlin has never lost one. Lindsay says, I was over this entire team. Half the you ain't kidding. It didn't look good early, but I guess that's why they play 60, right? Phyllis still says Steelers win. I'm going to Denver. I hope that works out, dude. I really do. I truly hope that you get to go to Denver and do that, man. Tyrone says, I'm pumped. Tyrone also says, A-Rod's the GOAT. He's something. I mean, you know, he's why we're in it. Say what you will. Tortilla says if the Chargers and Bills win and we win against Houston, we could have another home game. But that's you're right. If they're all lower seeded teams than us that win, we do because of course Denver will get the number one or the lowest possible seed. I'm sorry, but we do have an opportunity for another home game. But again, that was it's going to be kind of a stretch. So we'll crawl before we walk. If it happens, we'll certainly take it. Vegas says, hey, what's up, Vegas? Always great seeing great Vegas on the terrible board. Vegas says, great show Friday with Chad and LaVon Kirkland. You know what? It was a lot of fun. We do want to give an extra special thanks to the guys, Chad Brown and LaVon Kirkland, for being here on Friday. It was an amazing time. It was always great to talk to them. Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. Somber says, having DK back is freaking huge. It really is. It really is. It really is. And the days. Tallman has a very good undefeated Monday night home record. He certainly has that. And today's great to see you. Tyrone, who they play? Tortilla. Gang, by the way. That's right. Also, Tortilla says Chargers play the Patriots. Bills play the Jags. Tyrone, AFC champs. I'm going to get Mike Carr and Tyrone, maybe a couple more, and we are going to get into some things, guys. We have a lot of stuff to get into today. And again, we do have a clear-cut winner on the CBS Pick'ems, guys. We do have a winner for the day and for the season. We'll get into that so much more. Mike Carr says life is good, the most critical of the coach staff of anyone for the last 20 years, but this is not a day for criticizing anything. This is a day to rejoice and to gloat. I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more because I guarantee you this: if we lost, the Baltimore Ravens would be gloating their asses off. And enjoy, guys, enjoy the shit out of this, huh? Tyrone says that could happen, maybe. Cody says, "Where is Sticky B? Where is that Sticky? Where is Sticky B? What you know about Sticky B? We haven't seen him in a minute. Where is Sticky B? Wow, good question." Bingo says in Japan was last night's game a Monday night game. And I used to try to keep up with P's timing over there, but it's impossible. I never even know what day they're on in Japan. But good question for P. Somber says glad I caught that last night. Also, Tortilla says Sunday night. Lindsay says you definitely did. Somber Steeler Freak, thank you very much, Mr. Roboto. Bingo, Tallman. If my aunt had a cack, answer is why we tread water every year. No reflection, no lessons learned, just some dismissive comments. Don't forget, guys, hit that poll. Let me see what you guys think about this game coming up 1 week from tonight. Do you think the Steelers are going to get the win? Do you think the Texans are going to get the win? Throw your opinions up on the poll when you come in the terrible board. Let's see what Steeler Nation thinks about this game coming up next week. I'm optimistic. I think we win this football game. I do. Derpy, I truly do. And I'm not just saying that, for morale, whatever the case may be. I do think that we could win this football game. And I think the fact that everybody's going to tell us that we can't is why we're going to win it even more. I truly, honestly do believe that, guys.
Like,
our
path is ridiculously easy.
Derpy, we play better as the underdog. We are already 3-point underdogs in this game at home again.
Yes.
We don't play any better unless we have our backs against the wall. So you got to kind of like the way things are playing out at this point, at least. Would you have liked to seen somebody else in the playoffs? Maybe. But at the end of the day, this is the group of teams that you're going to have to get through to the gauntlet to get through anyway. So
Mhm.
Bring on Houston. Come to the North Shore when it's cold. We'll see how this thing plays out next Monday night. Go ahead, Derby.
Our path is actually pretty favorable for the Steelers, if you think about it, than past years.
It's less difficult, but I don't know if it's going to be any easier. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it's certainly not as grueling as it might have been in the past when we had dominant KC teams and dominant Baltimore teams in your way, or even just a better Baltimore team, or any of these other teams, guys, that aren't just it anymore. Certainly not this year. So we'll see how it plays out. Vegas says Brojo has to know he's not going to get his 5th year picked up on his rookie contract. He has to. But he's not. I don't know. Is he smart enough to know that? He's never really came off as a brilliant guy to me, but that's just my take. Tyrone, Ryan, in my JPJ jersey is my good luck. Okay, got you. And you did wear that, my man. Keep wearing it because it's working. Let's see. Lindsay, Tyrone, Vegas, Luke pulled a Vanderjack. Yeah, he sure did. Who the hell misses that kick? Who misses that kick? Tortilla, you better not take that shit off, Ty. He says you got to sleep in that, you got to shower in that, bathe, whatever you do this week, you got to wear that JPJ jersey. Vegas says luck favors the prepared. Loop ended the loop. Tortilla is saying this. Also, Lindsay, better than 9-8, and it's certainly better than 8-9. Isn't that the team that was supposed to win the division, Derpy? They finished with 8 wins. They didn't even hit 500. Didn't even win 500. Vegas says, wow, I was 19 and 92. I wasn't far from you, believe me, but I remember Cowher's great luck as being a head coach in Monday Night Home Football games, and it was always good. As the ghost of Myron Cope seen the Steelers on Monday night, and it was good. Steelers Freak says this, out of the loop for now. Sonosil, what's up? I do want to say welcome back to the terrible board. Sonosil says this, watching the replay, I noticed that the Ravens kicker kicked up a lot of turf on his missed field goal. Hey, I'm sure that'll be another thing that they'll be blaming before you know it. We've only beat your team 10 of the last 12 times we played them, but they're going to keep coming up with the answers and reasons and excuses. How about you're just not that good? Didn't we call that last week on the show? Vegas says, will they put a statue of Loop? We could put a statue. We'll put a statue of Loop out in the parking lot by the Franco Harris foot statue, the foot memorial they have in the parking lot. We'll put a loop where his foot was when he missed maybe one day. End of day is 19.
Justin Tucker.
End of day says 1992. While the Steelers will win if they play like they did yesterday. I agree. I think we're in decent shape. Derpy, what's that?
I said shout out to Justin Tucker for being an idiot. Thank you very much, Justin Tucker.
And you know what? Yes, shout out to him. And you know what? They would certainly be saying it to us in our DK and everything else if we lose. So, yes, Justin Tucker, you are one of my favorite kickers. Derpy, play that song. Here we go.
Here we go.
I mean, if it wasn't if it wasn't for copyright restraints, I would do that. But unfortunately, YouTube has a list of their own very stupid rules they go by when it comes to doing this. And I got to be honest with you, I don't care for it. I would love to play some Steelers songs here on the show. We'll get it one day. I promise we'll figure something out.
New version should drop soon.
What's that?
The new version of Here We Go should drop soon, I believe. They only play when they clinch the playoffs.
Derpy, give me a sec. I'm getting on. Cody said they won the last 9 games. That's a recipe to lose the next one. I think that Browns game, we called this about a month ago. I said, if you had to lose one of these games, who would you rather lose to? And I think we all agreed that the Browns game was a nice game to lose. They got a really good defense. They're in the division. They beat you every now and then. We'll take that loss, win the Baltimore game, get in, and you know what? It played out that way. We got our loss out of the way. I hate going into the playoffs on a winning streak, because at some point you just feel that you're due for a loss. We're kind of, I don't know, just in some ways I feel really comfortable about this game. I don't know why, but I do. Vegas says, King Derpy. There he is. There's the king. Miss Pittsburgh. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Pittsburgh is going to the Super Bowl. That's
Super
right.
Bowl. Yes, sir. It's me.
Vegas says Tater Tot is Roman Roman Wilson.
What did he say?
He says Tater Tot is Roman Wilson. And you know what? I'm not sure that Tater Tot isn't Derpy though either. I'm gonna be honest with you, Derpy. When you're not around is when Tater Tot chimes in. I don't know. I've never seen the two of you in the same place. I'm just saying. I'm not accusing you of being this Browns fan, but I'd never see the two of you in the same place. When you're here, Tater Tot doesn't seem to message. But again, I'm keeping my opinions. I'm on the case, guys. I'm on the
Oh,
case.
I appreciate that, Pastor. Or is that Tater Tot?
What do you say?
Burpee seems to have a low IQ.
Well, I
I
no, but
appreciate that. That's very creative considering half your fan base are drunk alcoholics.
that and considering
Maybe
a
your
lot
team
of
sucks.
things. Hey, guys, you listen. Okay, I'm going to change the pace a little bit. A couple things. I am going to shit on Tater Tot real quick before we do move on, and I'm going to tell you why. That the fans in Cleveland are stupid, and this is exactly
Thank you.
why. Last week, Tater Tot comes on this show and he says, "Guys, how can you not count these 5 championships that the Cleveland Browns had back in the, I don't know, 1300 or whatever the hell they thought they were good?"
50,
So this team, they get these championships. They're not Super Bowls. Super Bowl comes in 1967, obviously, and we have Super Bowl 60. It's where we be. It is what it is. So this little tater turd comes in last week, and he's going on and on and on. How can you not include our championships? We had all these championships. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to tell you why Tater Turd screwed himself with that particular thinking. Guys, it breaks down like this. Smiles Carrot ended up getting this record yesterday as Joe Burrow lays down for him to get the record. For one, okay, whatever. Who cares? For one, who cares? I got to be honest. Even when TJ had it, I didn't care. I really didn't.
Right.
Okay. He got a record. Okay. That's how it goes. Now listen to this. According to Tater Turd, this is how it plays out. Deacon Jones, back in 1967, before they started counting sacks in the NFL. 1967, Deacon Jones, 26 sacks in a season. So, in theory, if Tater Turd wants to run with his championship narrative, our 50s championships or should be counted, so should this narrative of Deacon Jones having 26 sacks before it was counted in the NFL. So which way do you go, Tater Turd? Does your Browns get wins, or you got a record? Whatever way it goes, you contradict yourself, and we'll let you have it. And either way it goes, as I said, it's you could either count your championships from the 500s or whatever the hell that was, or you could keep the sack record. Any way you slice it, they contradict one another in your argument. So the choice is yours. You either get to keep this and lose that, or lose that and keep this. All I'm saying is Deacon Jones, before the Super Bowl era came, had a 26 sack season. You got to count it, right? This is why the Browns fans are the Browns fans. As Somber says, pick your poison, guys. Let's get into some different things, as we have a lot to get into today. Welcome to the show. Before I do start, I do want to say this. You do have a chance. This is the Grab My Balls giveaway on the Two Dum Yinzers show this week, guys. This is for the playoffs. You have all week long. Get yourself entered in to win this awesome football right behind me. That's right. Current captain of the Steelers, Cam Hayward. All-time leading receiver for the Steelers, Antonio Brown. Longtime Steeler and Steel Valley grad, Charlie Batch, Big David DeCastro on the offensive line, Cortez Allen, Derek Moy, Ross Vitrone, all autographs right here just for $1. Get you entered in, guys, and you can enter as many times as you want. Of course, more entries will get you more chances to win, but for $1, you can get in on this. Just get on the super chat below and get your enter in, because this time next week, Monday, playoff game, AFC wild card round playoff game for the Steelers, as we'll be hosting the Houston Texans. We will draw. You have 7 days, guys, to get in on this amazing giveaway. Grab my balls. That's right. There it is. We're going to give it away to you, to whoever, this time next week. So good luck to everybody on that. Let's get to some more information and interesting stats and numbers and scoop and everything else. Derpy, how you doing, brother? Did you enjoy the game last night at all? Were you able to enjoy any of this?
And it was enjoyable. I mean, second half was, first half wasn't. I think everyone would agree with that.
Yeah.
But when it came down to the end, my sister was with us, she was like, "Wait, they stink. Get him out of here. Get him out of here." But then we just, like, last minute, when that field goal, like, I got the notification because everyone left the TV, and I got the notification on Twitter, and I'm like, "I missed it. And I was running throughout the house, and we ran all the way back to the TV because it wasn't live, and we saw him miss it. So it was like, it was fantastic. It was the most Pittsburgh win you could ever think of in clinching an AFC North championship.
You know what? I got to be honest. I thought we were going to be having to identify you hanging in a tree somewhere this morning. I didn't. I didn't think you were going to make it. I thought the poor little guy wasn't going to make it, but here he is. Everybody, you got to enjoy the game. Everybody got to enjoy that game. A lot of things to get into here. Let me get into some playoffs. Talking about playoffs. Insert Jim Mora voice. And also, as you do come in today, do jump on the poll. Let us know, do you think that the Steelers are going to win, or do you think Houston is going to come to town and steal the victory from our Steelers Monday, 1 week from tonight? Guys, this is what the playoffs look like as we speak. In the AFC, the number one team that gets a week off is the Denver Broncos. However, number 2, the Patriots, they host the Los Angeles Chargers. That should be a good game. The Chargers beat us. The Patriots didn't. Patriots are finishing up here. That should make for an interesting game. Just saying.
Right.
Also,
right.
What?
I said right. I would agree. I was agreeing with you.
See, you say the same things when you're interfering as when you're agreeing. So I have to really, I got to really study up on you sometimes. All right. So also, Derpy, this here is the next game is the number 6 Buffalo Bills. They are traveling to Northeast Florida, if you will, to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. In that game, the other game, of course, is Houston coming right here to Pittsburgh to play on Monday night. Over in the NFC, the Seattle Seahawks, they are the number 1 seed. They get the week off. The Green Bay Packers, they'll be traveling to Chicago. An NFC North showdown in the for the round next week over there, guys, as the number 7 Packers do travel to Chicago, who's number 2. Should be a hell of a game. Number 6, San Francisco is traveling to Philadelphia. Should be another good game. And finally, the Rams. The Rams are going to Carolina. Of course, the MVP, a lot of people are saying Matthew Stafford. The MVP and the Rams are going to Carolina, as that is the 5-4 matchup this weekend, guys. Heading into Super Bowl 60, just a few weeks away. 2 of those teams that we just talked about, they will be playing in the middle of next month for the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Guys, so it's here. We're here. We're not going anywhere. We're gonna win. I gotta be honest with you. I'm saying it right here on Victory Monday. I feel good about this game, guys. I do. It just feels like it could be a year the Steelers could die. I don't know. Again, it's been bad at times. It has been bad, and it's been hard to even think that this team belongs in the playoffs at times. But other times, you start to think something's going on here. That I don't know. Again, we have all week to talk about this. Go ahead, Derby.
Can you believe we made it to Super Bowl 60 run? And secondly, that's the 20th anniversary of that 05.
Wait, what did you say?
05
first?
I said, can you believe we made it to Super Bowl 60? Just in general, dude.
Well, I'm generally healthy. I didn't think you would make it, but I'm not surprised I'm here. But but yeah, you're right. Super Bowl 60. It's been a long time. It's been a long time for our Steelers guys and just the overall NFL. Let me get to some more numbers. The schedule for the game this week. The 4:30 game on Saturday is the Rams at the Panthers. 8 o'clock Saturday is Green Bay at Chicago. 1 o'clock on Sunday, Buffalo at Jacksonville. 4:30 on Sunday, San Francisco at Philadelphia. Also, the third game. There's a third game on Sunday night. That game is the Chargers at the Patriots. And then finally, the 6th game of the weekend, we wrap it up on Monday again with the very last game of the weekend, as we did last night, getting the big win, guys. Everybody will be tuned in to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers as, again, the Houston Texans travel to the North Shore to take on the Black and the Gold. That will be 8:15 start on Monday night, 1 week from tonight. I got to be honest with you guys. I'm excited. I couldn't wait to get here, Derby. I couldn't wait. I was pacing at 3 o'clock in the morning thinking, what the hell can I do? To get to the show a little quicker. Let's see what else. Guys. There's a lot of things to talk about. I don't even know what to get into, to be honest with you, but we're going to do it.
Let's just do a recap, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
Want to do a recap of the game?
No.
Not yet.
You know what I want to do? I want to get into numbers. Let's get into the numbers first, Derpy. I want to get the numbers out of the way. We got to do grades today. We still have to announce the big CBS winner, guys, as the winner, a clear-cut winner. It kind of got interesting at the end, but somebody was able to clearly win the CBS Pick'ems. Let's get to some. We're going to get to some numbers. We're going to look at the team stats and player stats for this game real quick, and then we're going to continue on moving forward. Again, I'm trying to keep up on the board. Keep doing what you do, guys. Don't by any means don't wait for me. I'm slow. Just continue doing what you're doing. We will get there as soon as we can. This is what the Steelers team stats looked like against the Ravens yesterday. It broke down like this, Derpy. We outgained the Baltimore Ravens 390 to 359 in total yards. Also, the Steelers passing yards 290 to the Ravens 222. I thought the MVP and the King Henry was going to kill us. I don't know, but they did. They had a 37 more rushing yards than we did. 37. They had 137. We had 100 on the nose. We had twice as many first downs as the Ravens had. 24 first downs to their 12. We went 9 for 16 on third down. They went a mere 33%, 4 for 12 from third down. Steelers fourth down, they went 1 for 2, which again, that early in the game, I wasn't a big fan of, but if you score, it's a stroke of genius. They go for it and they get stopped on inside the 5-yard line earlier in the game. We lose. That's a big point, but I won't be talking about it anymore. We didn't lose. The Ravens punted more than the Steelers. They punted 4 times. The Steelers punted 3. The Ravens did get penalized more than the Steelers. They got penalized 9 times for 78 yards, as we get penalized 5 times for 45 yards. 1 turnover in this game. That was, of course, an interception thrown to T.J. Watt by Lamar Jackson. Time of possession, the Steelers win by almost 10 minutes, 34-11 to 25-49. And red zone offense, we go 2 for 4. We went 2 for 4. The Ravens never even got to the red zone. And what I'm seeing, they are 0 for 0 on the game. Of course, all their touchdowns seem to be late blown coverage touchdowns late in the game. But that is the way that played out. Let's take a look at some player statistics, Derpy and everybody. Aaron Rodgers, guys, 31 for 47, 294 yards, 1 touchdown. 90.2 rating. His counterpart, Lamar Jackson, 11 for 18, 238 yards, 3 touchdowns, an interception, and a 121.5 rating. Running the ball, guys, this is how our offense looked as far as running the ball. Jaylen Warren, who is a man beast. He's a machine. I wouldn't get in front of this man for anything. Not even if there was a fire. Listen, the dude is a badass. Jaylen Warren is your Heinz Ward of now. He just is. The guy is a bowling ball. He's a wrecking ball. And he gets up with that smile. I don't know. Got to love him. Jaylen Warren, 14 carries, 66 yards. That's almost 5 yards a carry, 4.7 to be more exact. Aaron Rodgers, 1 carry for 20 yards. I thought it was Lamar, but I don't know. Apparently it was Aaron. Kenny Gainwell, 5 carries, 10 yards. Meatwad, Connor Hayward, 3 carries, 2 yards, of course, on the Pittsburgh plunge is what they are calling the new tush push here in Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh plunge is what Connor Hayward got a lot of his offense. Here's this one here, guys. Jonnu Smith, 1 carry for 2 yards, 1 catch for 2 yards.
He was so absent that game, dude.
Dude, he's been absent all season. He has got to go. He got to go.
He made that one move and it was like for like 2 yards, and I was like, real. And it was a great play too, like a great call.
He's got to go, Derpy.
He's got to go. He's got to go. Yeah.
Receiving, Kenneth Gainwell, no surprise, leads the way with receptions and yards. 8 catches, 64 yards on the day for Mr. Gainwell. The people behind him, catch-wise, Jaylen Warren had 5 for 33. MVS had 5 for 34. The players with 3 receptions on the day, Calvin Austin, the third. Big day for Mr. Austin. It was great to see him have the day that he had. Pat Freiermuth, big catches. 3 catches, 51 yards. Adam Thielen
came up clutch.
Who had quite a pinkish hue. I don't know if you noticed that. Were you watching the game and his face was as pink as I've ever seen. And the thing was, his arms were as white as can be. But he certainly, if you're a Seinfeld fan, you catch the pinkish hue part of that comment. But also Scotty Miller, even big numbers, 2 catches, 9 yards. One of those is a big first down. And then as far as defense, Cam Hayward, guys, having the big day, hustling his ass off. I thought the hardest playing Steeler on the defensive side of the ball. Cam Hayward finishes leading the day in tackles. 5 tackles on his own, 2 assisted tackles. As far as sacks go, Derek Harmon, big sack. Alex Highsmith, big sack. Interception by TJ Watt, guys. The defense stepped up. A lot of people were saying, you know what, TJ, when he wasn't here, we were stopping the run. They ran right at TJ on the first play of the game. They gained 45 yards. It gets called back. And I thought, you know what? What the shit? Here we are. TJ's back. They run right at him. 46 yards. But you know what? It all came together for us. We pulled it. We stuck together. We got our shit together. We managed to turn it around. And again, the Jekyll and Hyde reared its ugly head. And it is what it is to this point, at least. But we were able to turn this thing around and beat that King Henry, guys. Let me go over to see what he looked like yesterday as far as his numbers, because that was the narrative that I heard all week. You ain't going to stop King Henry. You can't stop the run. How can you stop a freak like that? Well, we stopped the freak like that. That's right. So all the people that says we can't do this, we can't do that. Henry did have 20 carries for 126 yards, which is a good day. However, it's got to be a little bit better than that if you're going to win that football game last night. Lamar Jackson, as mentioned on the terrible board, was outrushed by his counterpart, Aaron Rodgers, again with 20 yards. Lamar Jackson, the big runner, 4 carries for 9 yards on the day. As far as passing goes, Zay Flowers leads the day, 4 catches, 138 yards, but I got to say it was all in the last 2 catches of the game for him. Walker, 46 yards on 2 catches. Not bloody likely. That's right. Isaiah Likely, 2 catches for 32 yards on the day. And then Mark Andrews as well had a couple catches. They had no interceptions, but they did sack us a couple times. And let me go down here. Yes, there he is. Luke missed a field goal at the end of the game. The field goal at the extra game at the end of the game to lose. So that is the numbers. That's the way things played out last night for the Steelers and the Ravens in this classic AFC North matchup. I don't know anybody that would have expected anything different. If you did, this is what you're going to get every time, guys. So be sure to make sure you tell your Ravens fans what's up, your Ravens friends what's up, because they wouldn't hesitate to do it to you guys. Let me get in over here. I'm going to make this announcement as we are roughly about the halfway point, maybe a little bit more, but I do want to give you the results, guys, as it is in. It is official. We have a winner on the season CBS Pick'ems for right here on the show. A bunch of people from the terrible board, us here on the show, people that aren't on the board even participating, guys. We do have a winner. I do want to say by 180 games picked correctly this season, RB did win 180. The next guy was Vegas with 177, making it a super close finish. It was a photo finish as RB does win this year's CBS Pick'ems. Great job, RB. I got to be honest, he was in control. He was in the driver's seat most of the season. Terrence Vegas tried to make it interesting at the end, only pulling in within 3, not being able to get it. I finished in third with 171. Finch finishes next with 170. Derpy, even you finished 168. Richard 167. Cody 166. Mike, Vanilla Thunder 163. Field of Steel with 159. And Corey with 152. Going on to the next layer of bracket, these are people that came in a little later in the Pick'ems. Tyrone, he finishes with 94 games correct on the season. Yinzer Joe with 90. Somber with 82. Jamal 77. Ms. Pittsburgh 61. And Armac 14. Great job, everybody. We thank everybody for participating in this year's CBS Pick'ems. Again, RB winning it this year by 3. Got really close there at the end. This was how it finished up yesterday. Jeff Finch, our own Finch, did win this week with 11 correct. Myself, Field of Steel, and Miss Pittsburgh all had 10 correct. Vegas, Derpy, Tyrone, Yinzer Joe, Cody, all these guys and gals finished with 9 correct yesterday or over the weekend. Somber with 8 correct. RB, Mike, Richard, or RB and Mike both with 7 correct. Richard with 6. A couple guys didn't get a chance to get their picks in, but there you go, guys. I do want to say congratulations to the Week 18 winner, Finch. And I do want to say congratulations to the overall winner, guys. Again, thank you for participating. Great job. It was a lot of fun. We'll do it again next season. But Big RB is the winner of the CBS Pick'ems for this season, guys. Again, he was in the driver's seat most of the way. but it got really close there at the end. I was keeping a close eye on that as it came down to it, but good on him. Congratulations to RB. Derpy, you still here?
Sure.
All right. Just double checking. Let me get what else? Derpy, what are you going to say about the game yesterday as I try to figure out what we're going to talk about next? And Derpy, he's on top of things.
Well, the Pets prevailed and Crosby on a walk-off, so I knew the Steelers would win.
And the Penguins did. They had a big comeback as they were down to Columbus. They had the big comeback. That's right. Steelers with the big win on the big comeback. It was a good day. It was a good day for us in Pittsburgh. That's right, guys. As the Jekyll and Hyde team, they did it again. Aaron Rodgers, he told us, though. He said he called it before the game. He says, I never have two stinkers in a row. Derpy, were you buying that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have two stinkers in a row? And are you buying it now that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have two stinkers in a row, Derpy? I even think back to when we lost the 2 games in a row last time. I think it was after he got the injury and he was out. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers had 2 stinkers in a row. You're buying into
I would
that?
agree. I'm buying into it because later in the seasons, his experience shows. And I would have to agree with what he said.
Let me ask you this, Derby. Do you think we're in any better of a position heading into the playoffs this year than we were last year? 10-7, 10-7. First round on the road last year, first round at home this year. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Do you feel that we're in a better position?
Yes, because of the positioning of the seeds for the AFC.
All right.
I love the overall seeding at the moment because the path could be it's right in front of us considering what games or the outcomes happen. The Steelers have a favorable chance and an opportunity to maybe even make a deep run, but we'll see.
All right, I like the way you think, Derpy. Again, I feel that we're in better shape than we were last year. A lot of things, we made improvements. We made a lot of moves to make sure that we would be in a better position this year than we were last year. How much the improvement is, I'm not quite sure just yet, but I'd certainly say that we're in a better shape than we were last year. You've had you have other things that were in play for you last year. You had George Pickens. You did have other things that were playing to our advantage. But again, overall, you are feeling a little bit better about this game than even going into the Ravens game into the playoffs last January. And as Armac's saying, I'm catching things as they're going. 4-1 since the Bills game. They said after that Bills game, when they gave up 249 yards on the ground, this is going to be a different team from here on out, and they went 4-1 since then, Derpy.
See, games like that definitely change the narrative and motive for a team, and we're seeing it at the moment.
Also, DK Metcalf, not on top of everybody else getting healthy. We're generally healthy now. Everybody else getting healthy. DK Metcalf coming back into the lineup. And then tomorrow, Mike Tomlin press conference. Do join us here. We do run the important injuries and information across the bottom of the screen. I'm sorry, all throughout the course of the show. But Mike Tomlin will be doing his press conference tomorrow during our show, and we're going to keep up and see what happened with the injuries. To me, it seemed like it was a bunch of bumps, bruises, and things like this, but nothing serious. On top of getting DK back, I'm feeling somewhat optimistic heading into next week's game, Derpy. Mike Tomlin, he did tie. He tied Chuck Noll for all time on the wins list. Guys, you got to give it to him there, whether you love him, you hate him. You know what? I think again. You know what? We won. Let's all ease up a little bit today. Let's enjoy these things and take the accolades as they come. What else do we got? A lot of things here, guys.
Oh, wait, I got something.
Please.
Shout out to the priest, dude. Before the game, shout out to that priest, dude.
Well, I mean, we've already covered that like 9 times, but let me get.
I know, but shout out to the priest though.
But you don't know. You don't remember why the priest was there?
No.
We told Myron on Friday. The ghost of Myron Cope came, and he said he was going to take care of it, and he sent a priest. He didn't give us he didn't tell us exactly. He spoke in codes as everything else is, but
right.
Myron was here, and he said he was going to do it to get us a victory. And all of a sudden, a priest shows up at a game and starts blessing the end zones. I'm not saying it's weird, but it's weird.
It's weird.
What else? Deshaun Jameson was killing it at Gunner. I don't know if anybody noticed that. Of course, Skoranek is our big gunner, but the big signing that we made this week was Deshaun Jameson, who just blew through the coverage at gunner, was able to get down the field and make some big plays, or at least be around when the ball came down. Gotta like what you've seen from Deshaun Jameson, guys. Oh, what else? What else? TJ Watt, of course, making his big comeback last night. The big interception. What did we say also on Friday? We need him to come back and make one of those plays that he makes. A punch out, a sack, fumble. And you know what? TJ Watt, again, gets an interception. We get 3 points off of it. We ultimately win by 2. So, yes, that play was very valuable when it's all said and done. 3 points off of that turnover. We win by 2 points. Yes.
Technically, it was Highsmith and Hayward. But
who caught the ball?
TJ caught the ball. It's a team effort.
Oh, yeah.
Technically.
That's silly, Derby. I mean, the quarterback hands off to the running back, and he has a 249-yard day. Do you give the quarterback any credit at all for that at all? The quarterback touches it every play, Derby. Just saying. But you know what? I value the thought, and I do appreciate that as well. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, guys, do jump on the poll when you first come in. A poll will jump up on your terrible board. Let us know. Do you think the Steelers have a chance? Do you think they'll beat the Texans, or do you think the Texans will get out of town with a victory this weekend, this Monday, 1 week from today? Crazy. 1 week from today. It is crazy.
It's going to fly quick, too. That's the crazy part.
What's that, Derpy?
I said it's going to fly like crazy. Like, it's going to fly. It'll be Monday Night Football just like that.
You guys, Monday Night Football. You got to think that plays to our advantage again. Monday Night Football. Mike Tomlin never lost at home. The Steelers haven't lost at home on Monday night since 1992. Steelers host the Texans. Number 5 Houston coming into town with a 12-5 record. The number 4 division-winning Pittsburgh Steelers coming into the game with a 10-7 record. The Steelers are 3-point underdogs. This game takes place on Monday, 8:15, to wrap up the wild card weekend in the NFL, guys. It doesn't get any bigger. 1 week from tonight, Steelers host the Texans. Yesterday was no surprise. It was a classic. It was a bloodbath. It was a Steeler-Raven matchup for the ages, as the Steelers send Baltimore back to the couch to watch the playoffs. The Ravens wrap up their season at 8-9, getting swept by the Steelers, and again losing to the Steelers 10 out of the last 12 games they played them. That's called domination. And here's the thing: like when Idiot Boy comes in here, Tater Tot, and he starts talking all this shit, it's all it is. It's just shit talk, because everyone knows that the Browns ain't better than anybody. But
this quarterback.
But this, you can hang. It holds water. We beat the Ravens 10 out of the last 12 games. So, what else? God, what else do we got? We got so much stuff to get into. What else, Derpy? Let me take a look what I got here in my notes. What about Calvin Austin? Calvin Austin in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, Calvin Austin. Not only the big touchdown, the game-winning touchdown, but there was a couple, 1 or 2 other big plays he caught balls in the fourth quarter that certainly extended that drive, Derpy. As I try to give a game ball away today on the show, he's certainly up there in the running. He deserves to be up there in the running. But Calvin Austin, a big fourth quarter. What else?
Maybe that's how we should just use him from now on,
Whatever works, right? I mean, instead of not using the guys like we do sometimes with the wide receiver position, I mean, it worked. Why not continue to use them in those ways? Put this out of my face.
Also, I want to say this because if Hamilton didn't get hurt, though, I think it would be a different game.
If who? If what?
Hamilton, their safety. Hamilton.
Did you say camel toe?
No, Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, never heard of her. Let's continue on. Um, yeah, you're bringing me down. You're bringing me down with all this Kyle Hamilton
I'm
talk.
just, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. They probably would have did difference.
One thing I'm catching a couple of messages here. As I do, I just continue to try to keep up on the board as I see things going. Garrett can't even spell MVP is something that Yinzer Joe is saying. And Lindsay, even though he has the record, he's going to the couch, guys. Again, Cleveland Browns. Any surprise? What they finish with 2 wins? I don't know what the hell. Nobody pays attention to the amount of wins they finish with because it's always so bad. And it never matters. It never truly matters what the Browns do when it's all said and done. A couple more things. We got a lot, guys. Just hang out for a little bit because we do still have to get into game ball for the game, grades for the game, all kind of stuff. Everybody, as we do head into the postseason. That's right, baby. Victory Monday. Enjoy your Pittsburgh Steelers as we get ready to head into the postseason once again. It's just, you don't win them all. You can't win every championship, but you do give yourself a chance by playing in January, and we gave ourselves a chance, guys, as we sweep the hated rival, the Baltimore Ravens, last night. Everybody here seen it, I assume. The Steelers did get that win, 26-24. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to do this. Real quick, I just want to make a point. Sam Darnold, the quarterback for Seattle, is only the second quarterback ever to have back-to-back 14-win seasons as a starter, only behind Tom Brady. Sam Darnold, only the second quarterback ever to have back-to-back 14-win seasons, only behind the GOAT Tom Brady. Man, how many times during the offseason did I sit here and say, go get Sam Darnold? Minnesota's got their young dog. They're going to run with JJ. There's no surprise. Why don't we go get Sam Darnold? The guy he's impressed me his whole career. Even when he played on the bad teams, you always seen there was something about the guy. He becomes only the second quarterback ever in the history of the league to have back-to-back 14-win seasons as a starter. I wanted him. Some other people wanted him. Again, he goes to Seattle. They become the number 1 seed. 14 wins, back-to-back seasons. One's with Minnesota, one's with Seattle. Not teams that generally get 14 wins in a year. So, that's the point I'm trying to make, guys. We might have dropped the ball, but we do have the draft coming. What did the board say that they kept showing on TV yesterday, Derpy? 110 days, 109 days. It'll be here before you know it. And we're going to but still, so much has to happen between now and then. We may do, who knows? Just relax, everybody. But we will be handling that in April. I'm going to pull up, Derpy, the scores for the week. I'm going to blow through those real quick. We're going to do a couple more things. Also, we're going to reveal the Steelers' schedule, for next season. Not by week, but we do have teams and locations. This is the scoreboard for the weekend, guys. If you were keeping track of all the rest of the teams and seeing how it affects your team in the playoffs, this is how it looked over the weekend, guys. Of course, Saturday, the first game of the weekend was the Panthers and the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay wins this game 16-14. The Buccaneers are out of the playoffs, guys. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers did not qualify for the playoffs. Baker Mayfield, I thought this team was going to at least get in, but they didn't. Also, Seattle holding 49ers to only 3 points. Seattle holding the 49ers to 3 points in San Francisco.
That's a lot.
That Seattle team does get a bye, guys. They're scary. They're just as scary as anybody else in the NFC, and the NFC does have some good teams. Watch out for that Seahawks team. That 14-win quarterback could have been ours. We don't want to give him so much money. Well, I mean, the guy wins. That's who you tend to give the money to, is the guys that bring you wins. But again, different conversation, different day. The Texans, they did beat the Colts 38-30. We beat the Colts by more than that. Just interesting, comparing common opponents. Also, the Browns, the shit Browns, they wrap up the Bungles. They beat them, guys. They beat them 20-18 to finish their season. The Falcons 19-17 over the Saints. Vikings 16-3 over the Packers. I'm kind of worried about that Green Bay team heading into the playoffs. I want to see a Pittsburgh Green Bay Super Bowl.
I do too.
But again, quite a few weeks to go before that. Also, the Jaguars, they whooped Tennessee 41-7. The Giants at home, 34-17 over the Cowboys. The Rams, 37-20 over the Cardinals. The hated Raiders, even the Raiders gets a win, guys, as they beat the Kansas City Chiefs, 14-12. Philadelphia takes the L to Washington at home, 24-17. The Patriots, a big win over Miami. The Lions, they do beat the Bears. Again, week 18 matchups are hard because some teams are resting, some teams are trying. So it's very hard to figure out what's going to happen in week 18 in the NFL. But the Lions, the team that we just beat, they did beat the Bears, who just beat us. So again, it's hard to go by that. Broncos, they did beat the Chargers 19-3. The Bills, they beat the Jets 35-8. And then, of course, again, our Steelers with the 26-24 victory on Sunday night, as the game was flexed to Sunday night. And the ratings, I'm sure they didn't disappoint, as the Steelers get the 26-24 win, guys. Playoff start on Saturday at 4:10. Steelers, of course, play on Monday night. 1 week from today, the Steelers will be back in action in the wild card round of the playoffs, hosting the Houston Texans. They got a nice coach. They got a nice quarterback. They got a nice defense. But again, playing in Western Pennsylvania in January could be pretty taxing. So again, I don't. It's not that smooth, quick sailing that you do down on the turf down there in Houston inside. It's a whole different kind of game. So we'll see. We'll see how it does play out. And finally, let me pull up, as I have in front of me somewhere here, Derpy. I'm going to pull up what our schedule is going to resemble next year. We don't know, again, the exacts on a lot of things. We don't know if who, what, where, when. Oh, we know a lot of these things. We just don't know when. This is what our home opponents look like for the Pittsburgh Steelers 2026 schedule, guys. As it was figured, you can figure it out every year as soon as the season wraps up. And this is what it looks like for home games. The Steelers, of course, will be hosting the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, also the Falcons, the Panthers, the Broncos, the Texans, and the Colts. Again, I'm going to try it one more time. At home, Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Falcons, Panthers, Broncos, Texans, and Colts, as the Steelers do play the South divisions in both conferences.
Ryan.
What?
All those home games are winnable.
What'd you say?
All those home games are winnable, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Very winnable.
Let me get through all the games before you comment on them, all right? My fault. I should have said that. That's my bad. In the away games, of course, we play the South Division, both the AFC and the NFC conferences. So I think that got to play to our advantage. Both South divisions are not that strong, in my opinion. And also the oddball team. The oddball team this year is going to be, it looks like, the Eagles. The oddball team from the NFC will get the NFC South plus that one oddball team, and it is against the Eagles, guys. This is what our away games look like. The Baltimore Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns again, and then we go to Jacksonville. We go to New England. We go to New Orleans. We go to Philly. We go to Tampa Bay, and we go to Tennessee. Those are the teams we'll be facing next year. In what order, we don't know, but we do know who. We do know where. Derpy, what's your thoughts on this schedule?
That's a pretty tough away. I mean, the way games are pretty tough, but the home games seem pretty easy. And one thing that honestly
makes it difficult for us as well, we do get the first place schedule now because we did win. So now we get the Patriots, and now we get who the hell won out west? Why it's slipping in my mind? AFC. Yes, the Broncos. So we're going to get the Broncos and we're going to get the Patriots next week because we do have the first place schedule. And that also is why we get that oddball game from the NFC. It's also they're the first place team from the NFC East. So the South divisions in the north, or in the AFC, the NFC, the first place teams from the AFC East, from the AFC West, and from the NFC East, and then all of our division teams. That is who the Steelers will be playing next season. Again, we don't know what order, we don't know the dates, but those are the teams and where we'll be playing at. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna go right here, Derpy. I think we do have to. It's just about that time of the show. We have to round third and get to grades, game balls, all these kind of things. But I do want to say this before we do go to that to the next segment, guys. Do not miss out. Do not miss out. We do have a great giveaway for the playoffs this week. This is a playoff promotional giveaway. This is the grab grab my balls giveaway right here. This very football could be yours. That's right. It's a football, huh? But you know what? Written on those football are a bunch of different names. One of them, the current captain of your Pittsburgh Steelers, Cam Hayward's autograph. All-time leading receiver, Antonio Brown. His name is autographed on that football. Homegrown Charlie Batch on the football. Great offensive lineman, David DeCastro, also on the ball. Cortez Allen, Derek Moy from right here in Pittsburgh, and Ross Vitrone, all autographed right here on this football, and it could be yours. $1 entry is all that it takes, guys, to be entered. Again, you can enter as many times as you want, but $1 per entry. We will draw this day next week. 1 week from today, you have to get in on this opportunity to grab my balls. Right there it is, guys. You have that chance this day, next week. This could be yours. I could be shipping it out this day next week right to you, guys. So get in on the grab my balls sweepstakes, the giveaway, I guess, if you will, the raffle right here on the show. Again, not trying to make a killing, just trying to do something awesome for some lucky Yinzers and Steeler Nation fans around the way. This ball could be going to P in Japan. It could be going to Jen in Wisconsin. It could be going to Tortilla in Sacramento. It could go anywhere, guys. Get your chance to grab my balls. That's right here. We're going 1 week. 1 week, guys. You can think about it. You can wait till payday, whatever. But this can be yours this time next week. Derpy, let's get into it. Let's grade. It's time to grade by positions. That's right. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they beat the Baltimore Ravens yesterday. I'm going to come to you with every position. Guys on the board, gals on the board, do throw your opinions up on the board. Let's see what you grade the Steelers for their performance yesterday. I'm going to go right here, and here we go, guys. Derpy, quarterback play, Aaron Rodgers. I give an A. The guy's grit, the guys know how this is why we brought the guy here. The guy never had 2 stinkers in a row. He told us the guy wasn't wrong. Aaron Rodgers, I give an A for the day because we win. Again, without him, I don't think this is the same game. Mason Rudolph doesn't win this football game. For that reason, I give him an A on the day. Aaron Rodgers, Derpy, what do you give the quarterback's play for the Steelers yesterday?
I would have to agree with you, Ryan. But I'm gonna have to give him an A- because he overthrew a couple passes that were a little wide open. So I'm gonna give him an A, but it's an A-. So.
All right, fair enough, Derpy. Let's move to the running backs. Again, we did talk about their numbers a little bit ago. Jaylen Warren's a hard man to bring down. Kenneth Gainwell, he's as Teflon as anybody. It's hard. He's slippery. The guy makes a lot of plays. Giving it to him on 4th down to go to the left when all the blockers are going to the right, definitely not his fault. That was a bad play call where we did go for it on 4th down and didn't convert, gave the ball back. It could have hurt us, but it didn't at the end of the day. So let's talk about these running backs. The running backs, I'm seeing some different grades on the board. I'm seeing a bunch of A's so far for Aaron Rodgers. Let's talk about this running back room for the day yesterday, Derpy, as Jaylen Warren finishes with, what's he got, 60 yards on the day. Also, Kenneth Gainwell, they didn't blow you away with numbers, but one thing they were able to do was run effective enough to win the football game, unlike the King on the other side of the ball, wasn't able to get it done. Derpy, what do you give these running backs for their production yesterday, performance?
I'm going to give them a B because they did their job. They were effective from what we needed them to be. They weren't. They didn't get us the yards that most like a Saquon would, but they got us the yards that we needed in moments we needed them.
All right, so running back. Okay, here it is: 14 carries, 66 yards for Warren. Gainwell 5 for only 10, but again, it was timely. It was it was what we needed to happen to get the win. And again, I got to give these guys. I'm gonna give them an A-, just because again they stepped up and did everything they needed to do. Again, they don't blow you away with their numbers. Gainwell had a nice game receiving, 8 catches, 64 yards. So I'm gonna go with an A-. I feel safe. I'm comfortable with that grade. Miss Pittsburgh, she's giving them an A. So let's move on. How about the tight end room? The tight end room. Jonnu Smith, 1 catch, 2 yards, 1 run, 2 yards. But your boy Pat Freiermuth comes in big, few big catches late in the game, 3 on the day for 51 yards. Of course, little meatwad, Connor Hayward scoring a touchdown on the Pittsburgh plunge. They're calling it now, the Pittsburgh plunge. I like that. Derpy, what about these tight ends on the day? Darnell being out, what do you give the tight end room? Armac looks like he's giving a B on the
I would give them an A, but Johnny Smith is probably our tight end room, so give me a B.
All right.
Just the straight
Again,
B.
again, Connor scored the touchdown. You know what I mean? He's
B
the
plus,
player.
I guess.
He's the guy that does that. So that's a plus. B plus, B plus. RMAX saying B plus. The Hayward heave is what Somber is saying. Cody's saying an A. Darnell Warren looked like Darnell last. Hey, dude, I love watching Warren run. Again, he's like he's a little Heinz Ward. He is. That's what brings back to me. That's the memory that brings to me. All right, wide receiver room. Let me see what the wide receivers did, Derpy, on the day. Calvin Austin, 3 catches for 55 yards and the game-winning touchdown. You're right, Cody. You know what? When that play happened, we thought, oh, he's not on his game today.
That's why I gave him an A minus.
Cody says the Rodgers overthrew wide open John. And at that point, like I said, I thought, Aaron just didn't bring it. I don't know if this is going to be his day. He turned it around. But let's look at the other wide receivers again. Calvin Austin, 3 catches, 55 yards, game-winning touchdown. Adam Thielen, 3 grabs for 43 yards on the day. Juan Valdez-Scantling, 5 catches for 34 yards on the day. Scotty Miller, 2 catches, 9. What do you give the wide receiver room, Derpy?
I'm gonna give them an A, a straight A, because they made plays when needed. I mean, the first half we didn't really do much, but the second half when it mattered most, we made plays. All the entire room made plays. So
You know,
the
thing was, it didn't seem like many people were underperforming. It was the timely plays. It was,
right.
they didn't look great again with the Gainwell, with his numbers and rushing, and everything was timely. They did what they had to do. That's why I think you have to give the team, you have to use the learning curve a little bit for the better this week around, especially getting the big win. You win 4 of the last 5 to get into the playoffs. It came down to every last one of those wins. You know what? This team got it done. Celebrate, guys. This is our week. We get to celebrate. We get to enjoy this, and then there's going to be people that's going to talk shit. There's going to be people that's going to talk shit, but you know what? That's what ball is. That's what it happens, and they would be doing it to us if they won. So enjoy. This is your time. Victory Monday for the Steelers, guys. Let's get to the offensive line. Derpy. My opinion, it's not the fault of the offensive line if the running backs aren't getting 100 yards a game. Aaron Rodgers isn't back there getting killed. The offensive line, this group of guys that were built from the draft, the future of this team, the next 5 to 10 years, possibly some of these guys. What do you give this offensive line? RMAX giving them a B. What do you, Derby?
I'm gonna give them an A minus.
A minus?
Yep.
All right. You know what? For the offensive line, yeah, I got to give him an A. Again,
Shout out to the coach too.
I mean, there were some things in the game that I think that were questionable when it comes to coaching. Again, going for it twice on 4th down, once inside the 5-yard line. Some people might say,
the O-line coach,
take the points. You can't leave points on the field in a game where points are at a premium. In a game like this, where every point is so valuable, sometimes you just got to take them points, guys. Luckily, that didn't hurt us. We win by 2. We lose out on that 3 particular points. So if we would have lost, and would people be? Yeah, I don't even think about it. I don't want to think about it.
We won. Yeah. You don't want to think about it. Let's go.
Let's see. Brian got. I'm sorry, RB, my man, the CBS Pick'ems winner. He did say this. Cook got himself a raise, by 5 times. Absolutely. As there were other incentives also met yesterday by this win for Aaron Rodgers. I think roughly up to $500,000 in incentives as well for him. So, guys, and their good things happen when you win. That's just bottom line. Tater Tot, we know you don't understand these things, but it's true. It's damn true. Where is that phrase from? What?
I don't know.
It's true. It's damn true. Derpy, come on. Right here from Pittsburgh, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, that was his catchphrase in the WWE for many, many years. Let's jump over to the defensive side of the ball. The defensive line. Keanu Benton getting in there. Harmon getting in there. Cam playing out of his mind. Ukulele or who was the guy that just came back from injury? Was it Ukulele or Osezi? Yeah, he got it. Listen, what do you give the defensive line?
I'm gonna give them a B plus. They were effective, but they didn't. I mean, they made some splash plays. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
they weren't there all night.
And
they brought pressure.
And you know what? They did enough to not allow Derrick Henry to beat us.
Right.
He got his yards, but at the end of the day, when it came down to it, there was guys in the backfield. They were hitting him, as Chad was saying on the show Friday. You got to hit some of these guys in the backfield if you want to stop a guy like Derrick Henry. And guess what? So many times I've seen us in the backfield. That was a huge, good thing to see. Sommer, yes, an underrated game. I'm sorry for Autumn Wayo last night, as he does come back and he does get makes a few big plays. Ukulele did get suspended. Yes. Let's get to the linebacker room. Now let me paint the picture here. Alex Highsmith, he had a big day. He had a sack. Also, TJ Watt, an interception. Nick Herbig, constantly in the background chasing Lamar, causing problems. I mean, he's chasing him to the sideline. And you didn't have to hear the two names in the middle, which when you're getting beat up, you hear those two names. You didn't see Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson, but they still managed to keep Derrick Henry at bay for the day. Derpy, what do you give the linebacker core? This is inside, outside, backups. Any way you slice it, what do you give the linebackers for the day, Derpy? I don't even hear you. Where's your you have your volume on? Why does your volume only work when you're interrupting me?
Hear me now?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay. Give me the line. Give me a B. Just a B.
All right.
Yeah, just a B.
How about the defensive backs?
A B.
Well, listen.
Maybe a B
There
minus.
was some blown coverage in the second half that has to get fixed. It has to get fixed. You can't continue. You can't give up two. It reminded me a lot about that. We talked to I think it was either Chad or Levon on Friday about the two catches by Pupanu back in the 94 AFC championship game. And it was kind of out of the blue. But that's kind of how those it's kind of how Flowers' touchdowns felt for me, guys. Again, getting behind the secondary is not a good thing. Scoring 2 touchdowns in crunch time because of it is not a good thing. I am going to give them a C for the day. But Derpy, you're saying a what? A B plus?
C plus. I changed it to a C plus.
C plus. Those were mine backers on Flowers, not DBs. But it's still they're behind a secondary. At some point, I'm still sticking with my C. But RB is making a good point on the board. Let me go to special teams.
Yeah.
You had a missed field goal. You gave up a 40. The return at the end of the game after we scored and we needed to hold them. They get out to about the 45-yard line on the kickoff.
I'm gonna go D plus.
Usually a strong special teams for the Steelers. Not so much yesterday. Derpy, what are you giving them?
I'm gonna give them a D plus.
D plus. Again, if anybody deserved a grade not as good as everybody else, I think it would be the special teams. Coaching. Did we out-coach them? Tyrone saying the special teams, they get a C. How about coaching? How do you feel? I'm talking about a head coach. I'm talking about offensive coordinator, game plan, strategy, schemes, defensive coordinator, Danny Smith, bubble gum, the whole nine. Derpy, what do you give the coaching for this team or this game?
I'm going to go C plus overall.
What was it?
B plus.
B
overall.
plus.
C plus.
Right. C plus.
B minus.
You literally said 3 different grades, Derpy.
I know, I did. B minus.
What is your final? B minus. Okay. Yeah, listen, we didn't get out coached, but again, we're very similar to Baltimore, and nobody knows us better. Nobody knows them better. And again, I think Tomlin and Harbaugh are kind of at the same place in their career. It doesn't surprise me. This was the game that I expected. Again, I said 20-16. It ended up being 26-24. So same ballpark, guys. It was the game that I totally expected out of these two coaches. It was what it was. And finally, overall, I give the team an A because we won, because we swept the Ravens, because we won 4 out of 5, because we beat Baltimore 10 out of the last 12. What's this have to do with yesterday's game? I don't know. But I'm just saying,
Hmm.
overall, this game, this win, moving into the playoffs in a must-win game, I got to give them an A. This team gets an A. They get an overall A from me, Derpy. What do you think?
I agree. And shout out to Chris Boswell. We don't have to throw you out of Pittsburgh now. It's a
Yeah.
Luke
We were getting ready to throw trash in his yard. Believe me. Go ask Tommy
Right.
Maddox. We were right on the edge. Don't tempt us. Okay, a couple other things here, Derpy, before we do move along. I need your game ball. In a game like this, it can be a difficult choice, Derpy, but there's quite a few guys I think that you could choose from. Who gets your game ball?
I think it's got to go to Rodgers.
You know what?
It's got to go to Rodgers. He had almost 300 yards.
He
knew what he was doing.
What Gainwell does. He scores a touchdown when he needs to. I love what Warren does. He just bulls people over all game. I love the game-winning touchdown by Calvin Austin. I love the energy that Cam Hayward brings to the game yesterday. I love the TJ Watt gets an interception in his game back. I mean, come on, it plays as big as any. You get 3 points off of that drive, off that turnover. We win by 2. Derpy, we win by 2. Keep that in mind. TJ Watt's interception produced 3 points. We win by 2. Do what you want with that. I'm just saying.
You know what? Everyone's saying 97 on the board.
Well, Mark Malone, he's saying, what about the Priest?
You know what? Give it to the Priest. It's game ball to the Priest. Yep.
Somber's saying Cam, Rodgers, Warren, Austin, probably Cam or A-Rod. You know what? I agree. The two names you said it's probably going to be are my final two. And nothing to do with today's conversations, but from the very beginning, I thought that those two guys, it should be one of them. But here's what I'm going to do. I am going to say I'm going to give my game ball to Aaron Rodgers because, again, I don't think we win this game if Aaron Rodgers isn't the guy under center. I don't think we win this game. I think we lose this game if we're Russell Wilson led, as we lost 5 games to wrap up last season, where we finished 4-1 this year, 0-5 to 4-1 in the last 5 games played last season compared to this season. It did include the playoff game last year, but point being the last 5 games, 4-1 this year, 0-5 last year. For that reason, Aaron Rodgers does get the game ball for me as he leads his team to the playoffs for a home game. And again, in my opinion, I think we get that win this year. I truly, honestly do. I'm not saying because the Texans ain't any good. The Texans are damn good, but they're coming to Pittsburgh. Derpy, they play on they're indoors. On top of that, it's Houston's hot as shit anyway, and we have some things going in our favor here.
We
guys.
have an experienced quarterback. They have an non-experienced.
We have an experience, and of course, the crowd is going to be behind this team on Monday night. 1 week from tonight, you know that, guys. As the Steelers do host the Texans. RB doesn't understand football, but won the pick'ems at Yinzer Nation. I don't know what's going on the board. It seems like guys are jawing. Why are we jawing on a Victory Monday? I don't know, but here we are. Everybody's pretty damn competitive. No two ways about that on the terrible board. Derpy, let me just look through some things. I don't want to make sure I don't want to miss anything. Then I'm gonna hit some more of. Scott, good point. I do want to say welcome back to Scott.
That is a valid point.
Scott said we started 4-1 and we finished 4-1. So that's an 8-2 record. So that means in the middle somewhere we got a couple wins as well. But great point. Great message. Even Logan Lee. Come on, batting down passes. Cody, come on.
Logan Lee he came up one clutch play and was sweet.
He sure did, man. RB says Houston is Miami 2.0, a bunch of fair weather warriors. You know what? I agree. I agree. I mean, just like I said, let me look and make sure, Derpy, I'm not forgetting anything. We are going to catch up on some more messages, but we are at the point, Derpy, where it's going to be heading into the trivia time of the day. But before we do that, I do want to say this, guys, don't miss out on my balls. That's right. You could have a chance to grab my balls in this week's competition. And again, I keep using the word competition. It's a giveaway. Grab my balls giveaway right here on the show. We'll be drawing 1 week from today. This is our playoff giveaway, the Grab My Balls. You have an opportunity to win this football behind me, who has the autographs of current captain Cam Hayward, all-time leading receiver for the Steelers in a lot of categories, Antonio Brown, Charlie Batch, David DeCastro, Cortez Allen, Derek Moy, and Ross Vitrone. You get a chance to win that just by $1. $1 is all it's going to take. Get in the super chat. Just $1, but you could as many times as you want. It's $1 per play, so you'll get one entry for every $1. You put $5 in, you get 5 chances in the entry. We will choose the name right here on the show 1 week from today, heading into the playoff game. This is the playoff Grab My Balls giveaway right here on the Two Dum Yinzers. This autograph ball could be heading out to you 1 week from today. Let's get into it, guys. Derpy, you could always, the poll results are in. The poll results, guys, 90% of us, 9 out of every 10 people that did vote on the poll does have the Steelers winning against Houston on Monday Night Football next week in the wild card round of the AFC Championship as the 12-5 Houston Texans, they're ranked they're the number 5 seed overall, are coming to town to take on the number 4 Pittsburgh Steelers 1 week from tonight. Let me grab let's grab a few messages here. Tyrone says, watch him carve that Texans defense too. I hope you're right, brother. Let's go here. I'm going to grab a bunch of random messages, guys. Let's see. RB says, overall D, they tried everything to hand it to them, and Baltimore handed it right back. Let's go to Somber. If this would have happened, then this would have happened. Well, tater tart, it didn't. So it's tater tart. You gotta love the fighting little guy, don't you? Still, and again, Derpy, I'm seeing tater tart on the turbo board, so it doesn't look like you are. Well, you are texting or doing something over. You might be tater tart. I don't know. Boy, this is becoming difficult for me. Right here, let's see. Ukulele got busted juicing. Like, yes, that's right. Like Lucy's brother. That's right, Mark. He was on that suspension. Also, we do have this. Somber says, if this would have, okay, no, I'm going the wrong direction. Jumping in on some random comments. Tyrone, Cap, get your boy J Ram locked in. Got burnt by a 5th string wide receiver. That was from Tyrone. Also, Tortilla says JPJ almost lit up that last field goal too. He got lucky. We go here to Cody. Cody says JPJ just lit up his first touchdown. Mark Malone, true that. Magnum would have not won this game. I agree. Talking about Mason Rudolph. What do y'all think was the play of the game? That's a good question. Armac has on the board, guys. What do you think was the play of the game? I think there was a couple that you can name. A TJ interception was kind of big. Calvin Austin. And another thing that makes this better, do you guys remember when we drafted Calvin Austin III? Let me take you down memory lane, if you will. The Baltimore Ravens were very interested in Calvin Austin III. Very interested. So much so that when we drafted him, outside of the war room, you heard Ravens fans going on and on and on about how pissed they were that they didn't get this speedster, Calvin Austin III, and he ends up coming back years later to be the straw that breaks that camel's back and knocks them out of the playoffs, guys. That makes this even better. That makes this even better. They wanted Calvin Austin. They wanted him bad. We stole him. And he ends up being the guy to beat them. Scott Atkins says Hayward had lit gasoline on his balls. Great balls of fire. I like it. That's also a candidate for game ball on the terrible board. Scott says this as well. To win a championship, you have to have some crazy things go your way. The Big Ben tackling. I agree. It seems like a rite of passage. You have something crazy has to come along for you to overcome in order for you to get it done. It seems like that always happens that way. Armac said there must not be enough Browns podcast. Can you imagine? What do you talk about if you're doing a Browns podcast? Please, anybody, whatever you think that they might say, throw it on a board. That could be interesting as well.
Depression.
Yeah.
Let's talk about depression and alcohol.
I know. Miss Pittsburgh says we're kicking butt and taking names. Tortilla says tater tot likes men. Miss Pittsburgh.
Oh no.
They're not. If that's your thing, there's nothing wrong with that. I just want to acknowledge. Let's see. Scott Atkins also says sorry that I just took a break when Steelers were 6-6. I was hoping the season would turn around. Steelers can beat the Texans if they go turnover. I agree. I agree. I think we can win this football. It's not going to be easy by any means. But Tortilla is saying I heard Tyler Loop will be running for president of Venezuela. Too soon? I don't know. Also, Yinzer Nation says, so the umpire not confident in this odds. Only those that believed in the odds would quote the odds. I'm not sure what that means. Let me continue down here. Yinzer Joe, he says, I admit Johnny Smith hasn't done much, but Rogers has missed throwing to him on an occasion, including this last game. Cody says Jennifer Sticky B, everyone gone. Well, listen, Jen's around. She has something going on in her life. She did. She mentioned on Discord the other day that there's some things going on in her life, but Jen's still with us. She really is. Sticky B though, I don't know. What you know about Sticky B? Hamilton Shamilton Steelers win. I agree. Yeah, where is that? Where is that cute little Vixen Maxie or whatever her name was? Steeler freak. I don't know. I was ready to. I don't know what I was ready to do, but she was going to do something for losing this game. Let's see, a couple more, and we are going to get into the question of the day, guys. It is getting about that time. Tortilla, we couldn't have made the playoffs without Tater. That's true, Tater. You are some reason appreciated here on the show. Tater, Mute the X Factor. Tyrone says. He also says, I think CA3 might be open. Tortilla, Tortilla says he'll get locked up next week, but we'll have DK. Talking about Calvin Austin, of course. Sommer, nasty double. Absolutely. The move that got him free was beautiful. If you put the other guy on his ass, without touching him, that goes a long way. Let's see this. Tortilla says this. Calvin Austin's last catch as a Steeler was a touchdown to beat the Ravens and win the division. Isn't that wonderful? Again, they wanted this guy bad. I remember when this went down, Mike and I talking on the show about how pissed off they were that they weren't able to get Calvin Austin III. Scott says this DK should open up the middle of the field more. Absolutely, for the Muth Monster. Tater Tot says Texans have an elite defense like the Browns. I only worry about Stroud. And also, guys, don't forget to go check out our website. There's a lot of things going on over there. Mike does a lot of work. He puts in got the Dumb Thoughts up every week. Also, there is links to our to communicate with us. Links to every show ever done, all 882. And also, if you like this nifty sharp logo down below, a lot of merchandise with this logo on, do stop by and check out the website at www.d2dumyinzers.com. That's www.d2dumyinzers.com. Let's get into the question of the day, guys. How well do you know your enemy? How well do you know your opponent? This is a Houston Texans question of the day. Derpy, put on your thinking caps. Everybody on the board. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Question of the day. Right here. All right. Who, Derpy? Who? This is listen, I'm going to give you multiple choice. I'm going to start the week easy. This is a Monday question of the day. It's going to be multiple choice. So here we go. Who is the all-time quarterback? Who is the all-time Texans quarterback in passing yards and touchdowns? It's one guy. Let me do this again. Who is the all-time Texans quarterback in passing yards and touchdowns? It's the same guy. Here are your choices. Is it A, Deshaun Watson? Is it B, David Carr? Is it C, CJ Stroud? Is it D, Matt Schaub? Guys, question of the day. How well do you know your enemy? How well do you know your opponent? Armac is saying Matt Schaub on the board. Put your guesses up. Maybe you might know. Maybe you're guessing. But this, guys, is the question of the day. Which Texans quarterback is the all-time leader in passes and touchdowns for the Texans? Your choices are Deshaun Watson, David Carr, CJ Stroud, or Matt Schaub. Tyrone saying Matt Schaub on the board. Cody saying Watson. Tortilla saying Watson. RB is saying Schaub. Or Mac is saying Schaub. And Cody says Watson to D-Hop. Okay, it's as good as guess as any. Phil the Steel says D. He is saying Matt Schaub. Throw it up there, Derpy. Who do you think? Who do you think?
That's a lot of great.
It's a, and you know what? And that's why I did it that way. I actually put more answers to make it harder because
Right.
so Deshaun Diddyson, Tortilla saying CJ Stroud in today's Derpy. Who do you think leads the Texans all time in passing yards and touchdowns? Deshaun Watson, David Carr, CJ Stroud, Matt Schaub. Derpy, who do you like?
I think it's between two. I think it's Schwab or Watson. But Carr there too could be. Dang, Ryan. Like,
This is a tough one.
oh man. Give me Schwab.
You're gonna go Matt Schaub, and is this your
Yeah.
final answer?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna lock you in, Derpy. You were locked in on Matt Schaub. Guys, I'll give you another couple minutes here. Throw your answer up on the board. We are live. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30
Yeah.
p.m. every day right here on the tube.
My thing is he had Andre Johnson, so I think he was better than D Hop. That's just my opinion.
All right, so there you go. Mark Malone saying it's got to be Schaub. Derpy, you said Schaub.
Yeah.
Question of the day goes a little something like this, everybody. Who is the Texans' all-time leading quarterback in passing yards and touchdowns? For the record, it's the same guy. I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm going to even give you choices. That's right, guys. This is your choices for this question. Deshaun Watson, David Carr, CJ Stroud, Matt Schaub. And today's is saying Matt Schaub as well. Tortilla's saying that Watson was just a few tugs away from being the best, huh? Guys, the answer to the question of the day, who is the leading passing yards leader and touchdowns leader in Houston Texan history, guys? The guy was, in fact, Matt Schaub. Matt Schaub. Good job, guys. It was Matt Schaub. He does, to this day, holds both of those records as the passing yards and passing touchdown leader for the Houston Texans, guys. Good job on that. A few other things as we do get ready to start wrapping the show up today, as we are at that time. Unfortunately, I do want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We do really, truly appreciate each and every one of you. We really do, guys. We wouldn't do without you. Thank you so much to everybody. We do want to say also, everybody on the board, you guys are awesome and make the show interesting every day. Guys, thank you. And everybody else, if you're at home, at the gym, in the car, at work, listening in your buds, pods, phones, wherever. Thank you too, guys. You guys are super awesome. And we couldn't do it without you. So thank you, everybody. Tortilla saying shout out to the Browns. What else do we got here? Derpy, what do you got? Give me your overall summary, what you think about this game and what you feel about going into next week's game as I start to kind of do some things on my end to wrap up. Derpy, what's your thoughts on the state of the Steelers as of right now? This is where you should talk, Derpy. All right. I can't hear you. I don't know what the hell's going on over there with Derpy, but for whatever reason, his microphone only works when I'm talking. I don't understand this. I've never seen anything like it. Let me grab a couple more of these messages here. Scott Atkins said, if you wonder if the Steelers have a chance, is Aaron Rodgers better than Riley Leonard? Case closed. Right? Rookie Riley Leonard. Good point. Tyrone says, you guys start Watson next year, please, and keep your massage in the locker room. Yeah, go ahead, Derpy.
Okay, so overall thoughts of this game and the overall mode of going into the Texas game. It was a great win. It's definitely a opportunity given from the holy water of the priest. But overall, this win should definitely motivate the team to possibly actually want to win, maybe even go on a deep run. And if they waste that opportunity, then I think the Yinzers fans should be absolutely mad, no matter what the scenario or outcome.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. Let me grab a couple more of these messages, Derpy. We were going to start getting ready to wrap things up. I just got to finish one more thing here on my side, and then I will be able to do that in just a moment. All right, here we go, guys. I think these comments, was about Derpy. Is he hungry? I would imagine. Derpy, are you hungry?
I haven't really ate today.
I literally seen I seen Derpy eat a whole bag of popcorn in the first 5 minutes of his nerd show one time. I've never seen nothing like it. Derpy, the sparks are flying from your fingertips. Let's see, Tyrone, we got to come out better on offense wise. Better offense wise, man. These screens and checkdowns are pissing me.
I mean, here's the thing, Tyrone.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we want that, but most of the time, Roger showed it last night. He's more of a second half guy, and he's always been a second half guy. So I mean, yes, we want to start out strong, but I'm not mad. You know what I mean, Ryan? I'm
Yeah.
not mad because he's always a second half guy.
Right. Tortilla says he was stress eating last night. You ain't shitting. I spent the game in the kitchen. I truly did. I truly did. Tortilla says, is he hungry? Let's see. Also, this Tortilla says, why is he looking at us like that? Miss Pittsburgh, she says that Joe Burrow's laid down and she did. But you know what? That's why we have to count the Deacon Jones sacks now. Again, the Browns are going to claim them championships in the 50s. They have to claim the fact that Deacon Jones had 26 sacks also in 1967, which ended up being the Super Bowl one year anyway. But beside the point, silly clowns they are up there in Cleveland, and that will never change. It never has. It never will. I do believe.
You know what I can't wait for, Ryan?
What's that, Derpy? For me to start talking again?
Yeah. No, the sights and sound video for Ravens game, for that game last night.
Yeah.
What Pittsburgh releases it every week when we get a win. I can't wait for that, especially when you hear all the players and stuff.
Absolutely, man. Guys, thank you so much again. You guys really were awesome on the board. You know how Mondays go. There's just so much to get out, so much to talk about. And I still think that we have about 3 hours worth of show that we could truly honestly do at this point. But we will be back at it tomorrow at our regular time to jump back on it for Victory Tuesday. It's being said on the board here by Scott Atkins. I like the term. He says, I hope to get for Victory Tuesday. Steelers are due, baby. That's right. And you know what? That will be what it will be next week, guys. If the Steelers do win Monday night, it will be Victory Tuesday. So that, guys, a few things before we do get ready to wrap up. Let me say this. Do not miss out on an opportunity to grab my balls. That's right. This is my ball, and I'm giving it away right here on the show, guys. Just $1 per entry for this Grab My Ball giveaway. It is our playoff special giveaway this year, guys, as we head into the postseason. This autograph ball has Captain Cam Hayward's autograph. It has leading wide receiver Antonio Brown's autograph, Charlie Batch, David DeCastro, Cortez Allen, Derek Moy, and Ross Vitrone right here on this football, guys. We're giving it away. Just $1 an entry. We'll get you qualified. Again, $5 will get you 5 entries. You know the math. I'm not in it to make money. I'm here to give this away to one lucky Yinzer / Steeler Nation member. This time next week, we'll be drawing the winner of all the entries. All you have to do on the super chat down below is just get your entry in. We'll keep track of every single person that does enter, and we will draw just one name this time next week for the great Grab My Ball giveaway right here on the Two Dum Yinzers show. So much to get into this week, Derpy. It is going to be a huge week as the Steelers prepare for their for the third pro season game in a row, 3 years in a row. Believe it or not, with every situation we've had holding us back, the Browns would love these kind of problems, right, Tater? You would love these kind of problems to have issues and still find your way to the playoffs. Hey, not everybody can do that. Pittsburgh Steelers are back in it, guys. I do want to say this, though. Do go swing by and check out any of our social media at any time. If you want to keep up with what's going on with the Two Dum Yinzers, you can check us out at Facebook, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and even TikTok. Swing by, just click the follow button. Keep up with what's going on with the show from day to day. Also, if you haven't had a chance, do hit the like button down below. Sub, share, and even comment if you like. That all helps on the algorithm. We appreciate it all greatly. Thank you so much. What else do I got here? Oh, of course, one of the most important things right over here by the ball, my ball that you could grab. Also, guys, now available in Giant Eagle stores right here in the Pittsburgh area. Do know this, guys. do stop by before Monday to get your case of or 12-pack of Duquesne Pilsner heading into the playoff game next week, guys. That's right, Duquesne Pilsner. The guys always, this weekend they include us in the promotion, and we couldn't thank them enough over at Duquesne Pilsner. Thank you, guys. Do stop, grab yourself some Duquesne Pilsner to get ready for the playoff game next Monday, 1 week from tonight. Monday Night Football, where the Steelers haven't lost it since 1992. Coach Tomlin never lost a home Monday night Steeler game, and this is what the situation is this coming week. So do stop by. The beer's made right here in Pittsburgh, and as it says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke. Derpy, it looks like it's that time. What any final words that you want to say before we take off for the day?
Well, to all the Tomlin haters.
Oh wait. See, this is why my cruising. This is why my crew is crazy. They're insane. Anytime things are going good, it's like, well, let's just talk about Tomlin and get everybody all fired up. But go ahead, Derpy.
All the Tomlin haters. You can thank.
What are you saying?
I'm just winging it, but Tomlin's the GOAT. He'll always give you a chance, regardless. But my last final words are.
Wait a minute. I don't know if you're putting the right words in the right part of the sentence, Derpy. What's going on with you? All right, start one more time.
Maybe
right.
what's the word? Maybe I'm too hyped from last. Yeah, maybe that's probably why, because I probably hadn't really slept because I was too hyped for last night. But but I'll leave you with this.
If I would have known we needed 20 minutes for your final send. Okay, go ahead, Derpy. I'm sorry. One more time.
Go. Dun 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 dun. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. Here we go. Steelers. Here we go. Pittsburgh going to the Super Bowl. Here we go.
All right, guys. I'm sorry you had to endure that, but there you go, guys. Derpy. Derpy's.
I don't care. I'm hyped.
Not winning any awards anytime soon on his singing voice, but you know what? That's okay. It doesn't matter. You're not here for that. Troy, I do want to say welcome to you today. Everybody else, guys, I hope that I didn't miss anybody. I will get to go back through and read all the messages later on today. So, guys, we do appreciate each and every one of them. We truly, honestly do. Summer,
I know.
Jesus, Derpy, come on. Scott, everybody, guys, thank you so much. Scott, I did one more message real quick. The NFL messed up by letting a motivated DK Metcalf in the playoffs, 500 yards and 5 touchdowns in playoff in the playoff run to the Super Bowl. Tyrone, I feel you, brother. Good show. We appreciate that, my man. Miss Pittsburgh, everybody, we thank you so much. Guys, we will be back tomorrow at our regular time to continue the celebration, and we'll start turning the corner and trying to start to figure out what it is we got to do to beat this Houston Texans team. We'll take a look at what their season looked like to this point and so much more, guys. Tomorrow we'll be back at our regular time. We hope to see everybody then. I do believe that's it, Derpy. Anything else before we go, sir? Is this a mistake by handing the mic off to you? I don't know, but Derpy, go ahead. All right. So with that being said, everybody, we thank you so much. It is Victory Monday. Enjoy the day. I know that everybody was in their spots. Derpy, remember on Friday I said everybody get their jerseys, your terrible towels, and go sit in that one spot where your good luck spot. Everybody must have did it. The Steelers did get the win, guys, as they beat the Baltimore Ravens for the second time this year. 10 out of the last 12 times they did beat the Ravens. They send the Ravens to the couch to watch the playoffs from home. They get to watch us play on Monday night. That's right, the Steelers. Next Monday night, Steelers will be taking on the Houston Texans right here at home to see if we can move on in the playoffs, guys. That is all on next Monday night at 8:15. Derpy, go ahead.
Shout out to George Pickens and the Cowgirls sitting in Cancun.
Everybody, all these clowns are at home. The Browns are at home watching from the couch. The Ravens home watching from the couch. Even George Pickens, the worst trade ever. He's watching the playoffs from the couch. Do what you will with that, guys. Again, we will be back. Steeler Freak says, you too can give to the Derpy Foundation for only $1.99. Can get the Support Derpy's Breast Production Foundation. Game ball right there. Game ball. Great one, John. Everybody, thank you so much. You guys were awesome today. We do here. We do. You guys do your part though as well. You are the lifeblood of the show. I always say it and I always mean it, guys. Again, Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. We'll be
Yes.
back tomorrow at our regular time to get back at it. I can't wait. I know Derpy can't wait. I know all you guys can't wait as well. Guys, for Mike, for Derpy, Finch, myself, the two Dum Yinzers, everybody have a great day. Enjoy your Victory Monday. We'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again, baby. Let's keep this party going and keep this playoff run going as well, guys. For everybody here at the show, the two Dum Yinzers, have a great Victory Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.